Back at United Wireless Arena in Dodge City alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, our Stewart Plumbing pregame show as we get set for the Law and the Gladiators. And it is that time, as we do each and every week, to meet tonight's starting lineups. And first, we meet Dodge City's offensive starters.
Derek Primetime Bernard, quarterback, Sioux Falls State University.
Dominique Carson, running back, Sioux Falls State University.
Maurice Young, receiver, Tennessee State.
Daniel McKinney, wide receiver, City College of San Francisco.
Brandon Benson, wide receiver, Illinois State.
Jamar Seed, O-line, Highland Community College.
Christian Tosongo, center, Bacon College.
D'Angelo McCray, University of Memphis, offensive line.
There's the offensive starters. You heard Mo Young's name. He was signed this week after being released by the Omaha Beef. Let's check the starting defense.
Harold Love, defensive lineman, the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Eric Banford, defense end, Western Carolina University.
Marquise George, defensive end, the Jacksonville State University.
Delaney Dobar, Bacon College, defensive back.
Dwayne Autry, free safety, Bethany College.
Cashman Thomas, West Texas A&M, defensive back.
E.J. Johnson, DB, Rockford University.
Corey Stantz, University of St. Francis, cornerback.
There's the starting offense and the starting defense for the Dodge City Laws. The captains are heading to midfield, shaking hands. We'll get to the Duke City starting offense. Duke City averaging 232 total yards per game on the year. Wandale Rutledge and Warren Dent play the guard spots. Dent at left guard, Rutledge at right guard. Calvin McDowney, 25-year-older from New Mexico, gets the start at center. The wide receivers, Dello Davis, who is first in the league in receiving touchdowns. Brock Ringo and Cedric Johnson. Alan Daniels, who spent last year with the Omaha Beef, is the starting tailback. And Brian Randall, the 32-year-old veteran quarterback who was signed back on March the 15th, was an undrafted free agent in 2005 by the Atlanta Falcons. Actually spent some time as the backup quarterback behind Michael Vick. Brian Randall, who spent time at Virginia Tech, that's his collegiate career in a nutshell, and he is the starting quarterback for Duke City. Starting defense for the Gladiators, Fatu Ulale, who had one defensive end. Christopher Smalls is at the other. John Posen, who's a powerlifting champion, is the starter at nose guard. Montez Robinson, former Georgia linebacker, gets the start there. Ray Berry and Eric Brown are the corners, and then Jason Serta, who is 10th in the league in tackles and one safety, and Emmanuel McPherson is the other safety. They just flipped the coin. Referee giving instructions. Teams going one way, trying to change sides, picking the direction that they'll go. Looks like Dodge City won the toss. And they did. Dodge City's won the toss, and they will receive. So we'll see the Dodge City offense first. And with that, let's get to the keys to tonight's game.
Mike, keys, when you and I touched on a little bit, I think running is going to be very big, that we've got to keep the ball on the ground. We're very successful when we're able to run up some yardage. Dominic Carson, obviously a very special talent, got some great offensive linemen that hold their blocks, create a little bit of hole. Bernard can take off too, and I think Bernard has done a very good job, Mike, reading the defense. And number two is Bernard. Bernard's going to have to read this defense here, try to get some positive things going. This is a very good team, Mike, and when you sit there and look at the CIF rankings, 1 through 6, 4 of those teams are from the South. We're in the South. And so thing is, Mike, you've got to start winning and get these wins here at home. And then let's take a break, which will be nice, and we go on the road and get another one.
Dodge City has, you think about this, one more home game with Salina and then one more with San Angelo. And then the rest of those are on the road. They still have road trips to Dallas twice to take on Texas and Mesquite.
That will be a big one with the Revolution.
Yes, Texas winning yesterday against San Angelo. They are 5-1, so Dodge City sitting at 4-2. There are 2 losses, and you missed Harold Love's interview, but by 8 points combined. Dodge City is wearing the black shirts with the pink numerals, the charcoal helmets, the gray pants. Duke City is wearing the white pants with the gray trim, the black helmets with the Gladiator on the right side, painted in gray. Cody Barber will have it on the tee. Dodge City will be moving from left to right to begin things off. Last year, Dodge City beat Duke City in Albuquerque in a game where they nearly coughed up a big lead in the fourth quarter. Ja'Cory Quarterman recovered an onside kick and returned it for a touchdown to clinch that one. Cashman Thomas will stand 8 yards deep. Thomas averaging 15 a return. He had a touchdown in the opening week against San Angelo. And Barber's opening kick, a squib, bounces at the 15, fielded at the goal line by Cashman Thomas. Right side numbers to the 10, goes left to the 15, cuts it back right, breaks the tackle of Davis, still going. Left side numbers to the 20, and he's tumbled down near midfield. Finally brought down by Dello Davis, who initially missed the tackle. That's a 25-yard return.
Mike, that's a nice little return, and that was a tough one by Brody. Mike, he just danced his way through, really couldn't go full speed, just danced his way through, able to get some blocks, missed tackles, making guys shake off of him just a little bit, got some positive yards.
Derek Bernard, who's 7 interceptions, is second most in the league behind Sioux City's Anthony Graham. Now, Graham was replaced 2 weeks ago by Chuck Wright because of all the turnovers. So here's Dodge City, first offensive possession, moving left to right, ball on the right hash at the 25-yard line. Opening possession. Ricardo Johnson will go wide left. Dominique Carson lines up in a slot left. To the near side right is Brandon Vincent. Press man coverage. Bernard walks underneath center. Sends Carson and McKinney in high motion. Back to throw. Sidearms a pass right. That's caught by McKinney, who tucks it near his right hip. Up the right side numbers to the 19-yard line in plus territory. Ray Berry, the former Amarillo Venom, takes him down at the 19. That's a gain of 6. It's second down and 4.
Mike, I misspoke. I meant Cashman Thomas on that carry, but Cashman, like I said, able to just dance his way up there. Cash is a tough dude, man. I like this fact that, you know what, you can go to Cash, you can go to Carson also as your returners. You can get McKinney back there also. We've got a plethora of returners. Cash did a good job.
Barry made that stop, played at Mississippi Valley State, same school that produced Jerry Rice. 2nd and 4 from the Duke City 19. Carson on a counter right, breaking tackles left, inside the 5, and slammed into the wall up the left sideline near the 2. Took a helmet right to the back, and that's Barry that makes the stop at the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 18 on 2nd down and 4.
Mike, it starts with those buffet killers right up front. Did a great job getting the blocks taken care of. Really like what McCray was able to do, and then also Sear did a good job, basically pancaked his dude.
Dodge City's red zone offense last week, 5 of 8, but the key number was 2. That's how many turnovers they had. First and goal, Dodge, opening possession, left hash at the Duke City 1. Bernard in the pistol, Carson behind him, McKinney to his right. They motion McKinney out. Takes a helmet high snap, hands to Carson, sweeping right, breaks the tackle, he's still on his feet, sweeping right for a touchdown as he got out of the arms of Fatu Ulale. A 1-yard rushing touchdown for Dominique Carson, capping off a 3-play, 25-yard opening touchdown drive.
Wow, DC almost had his head and helmets taken off. And Mike, and that's what you get out of Dominic Carson. Great balance, able to keep his feet, and really able to shake the guy off and then just lope into the outside, get that touchdown. Nice play.
Jared Wood on for the extra point. Glad you said that, because when I say break a tackle, and Ross said it perfectly, Ulale went to grab his face mask with 2 arms. It was an illegal defense called against Duke City, but they're going to decline that. But Ulale put his arms around Carson's neck and just whiffed on the tackle. Carson then spun out of it and ran for a yard and a touchdown. So Jared Wood on for the extra point. Wood missed one last week. Bernard will hold. The snap is back. The placement is good. The kick on the way. And it is good. 13:03 left first quarter. Dodge City 7, Duke City nothing on Z98. 7-0 Dodge, 13:03 to go here in the opening quarter. Jared Wood's end over end kick sails to Dello Davis along the back wall, right sideline in the end zone. Returns it to the 10, 15, 20, right up the middle to the Dodge City 20. And Dwayne Autry rides him down in plus territory at the Law 15-yard line. Impressive opening return for Dello Davis.
Mike, that was a great kick by Wood. He put him right in a corner. Dello was able to get the ball and actually turned his back to the competition, hesitated a little bit, then turned around, and you can see him follow the block coming up here. Really, just a great job on the kickoff return for Duke City, creating some blocks. Dello gets a good return.
35-yard return by Davis. Dwayne Autry again made that last stop. Davis came into tonight 5th in the league in return average, and here is Brian Randall, 835 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, only 5 picks. He's the quarterback in the pistol on 1st and 10, Duke City right hash, moving right to left at the Dodge 16. Takes the snap, toss sweep to the near side, comes to Daniels, ducking and dodging, going nowhere. Eric Banford filled the hole, but the one making the tackle for Dodge City is the new guy. That's E.J. Johnson, the Rockford University product. No gain, it's 2nd down and 10.
Like the job that Banford did was get to the outside. Johnson comes up, and Mike, he doesn't break down. He just goes right to the running back as the running back comes to a stop and then makes that nice tackle like that.
2nd down and 10, Duke City. At the Dodge City 16 on the near hash, and Harold Love jumped into the neutral zone.
Big game, Mike. You sit there and think about this with Texas Revolution winning, but also how about Salina? Might start be getting some momentum right now. They've got to go down to Amarillo, and you've got to be rooting now for Salina to go down there and knock off Amarillo, a North Division team, Salina, going down playing one of our South Division teams in Amarillo. Well, I tell you what, Mike, Brock Long last week, defensive player who got defensive honors, I saw.
Yep.
Had a big game against us, well worth it.
Yeah, Long was all over the place, had an interception, forced fumble recovery. You name it, the guy was all over the field. That penalty was an encroachment, which puts the ball at the 11-yard line. So now it moves it to 2nd down and 5, Duke City at the Dodge 11. Love jumps again on that hard snap count from Randall, and that'll give Duke City a 1st down.
We're trying to sell the fact that maybe Ringo might have jumped first.
Good luck with that. And by the way, the advocacy worked because it's a false start. So back it up. First penalty on Duke City puts it back to the 16. So now it's 2nd down and 10. 11:46 to play first quarter. 7-0 Dodge City. Duke on the move right to left. Ball on the left hash. Randall, as I mentioned, those 19 touchdowns, had a cup of coffee with the Pittsburgh Steelers, played in 4 preseason games back in 2006, spent 1 season in Canada playing for Winnipeg. He's under center. Alan Daniels is the single setback with 2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 in high motion, back to throw Randall. Here comes the blitz, throws 1 left at the 10. At the sideline for Brock Ringo, that's incomplete. Cashman Thomas had the coverage, and now it's 3rd down and 10.
Mike got Ringo out there. Cashman is all over him. Quarterback just turns and throws the ball. That's thrown to the inside. Cash is getting an interception, and that may be going to the house.
3rd and 10, Duke City at the Dodge 16. Their opening possession trailing 7-0 on the year. Duke City 39% on 3rd down, just 7 of 18. They were 4 of 7 last week. 3rd and 10 here. Randall under center. Daniels deep in a 1-back set. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Randall sends 2 in high motion. Quick drop, stands in, rolls left. Under pressure, lobs to the end zone, incomplete. Nobody home. And Randall went down as he was throwing the ball. Marquise George, Eric Banford around the quarterback. And now it's 4th down and 10.
Mike, that's a legit hit right there because he looked downfield, was going to toss it, faked it, started feeling a little bit of pressure, stepped up into the pocket, thought he was going to run it because look, he had a little space right there. All of a sudden he pulls up, tries to toss it. Really smart play right there. Toss it where nobody else is, but took the big hit.
Now 4th down and 10. Duke City 2 of 8 on the year on 4th down. They're at the Dodge 16-yard line. This possession was all set up by the return of Dello Davis and went 35 yards. 3 receivers right, Randall in the gun, Daniels off his right hip, 2 in high motion. Dodge will rush 4, this play is blown dead. And a timeout. Dodge calling a timeout with 9:55 to go in the opening quarter. Now, we have to mention as we get quickly your game reset. Opening drive, Dodge goes 3 plays, 25 yards. And Dominique Carson, a rushing touchdown, his 8th of the season after missing 3 games, is still 5th in the league in rushing. It's 7-0 Dodge. Dello Davis, a 35-yard kickoff return on the ensuing kick. And now it's 4th and 10 Duke City. But Ross, last week, 3rd quarter, about 8.5 to go. Sean Ponder burned 2 timeouts. Keep that in perspective.
Back to back.
Back to back. On the same sequence of plays, they had a penalty in there. And during that 4th quarter where Dodge fell down by 17, they come all the way back. They pulled it within 7. Salina ran the final 5.5 minutes off the clock. And remember, he used 2 timeouts in the 3rd. They couldn't stop the clock down the stretch.
Mike, you really don't understand, that coaching-wise, that You know how valuable timeouts are. We do too. We kind of have an understanding of it, let's put it that way. But the thing is that if you don't see something right out there, you want to take that timeout. If you've got one sitting in the bank, go ahead and take that timeout. What you're hoping is that that doesn't come to haunt you later on in that ball game, and sure enough, it came to haunt the DC Law toward the end of that ball game.
After the timeout, it'll be 4th and 10. Duke City, left hash, moving right to left at the Dodge 16. Randall has what he wants now with 9:55 to play in the first. 7-0 Dodge. They are on their feet. It is packed here at United Wireless Arena. Play clock at 15. Randall in the gun sends 3 receivers, Ringo, Johnson, and Davis right. 2 in high motion right. Randall takes a chest high snap, 3-man pressure, throws one left into the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, back left corner by Brock Ringo on a line drive throw as he beat the newcomer Corey Stamps. A 4th down, 16-yard touchdown pass, and Duke City a PAT away from tying it up.
Mike, that was just a good play. I thought we had it well defended. Stamps was right there. Stamps even dove out there. Thought he was going to make contact with the ball and just miss, come up with a miss right there. But it was a nice pass, good catch also on top of it. But, Mike, I thought the defense was there also.
For Brock Ringo, his 5th touchdown reception of the year. Ringo had 2 catches last week for -1 yards in the win over San Angelo. Cody Barber, who's 24 of 29 on extra points, comes on for the PAT to tie it. What a pass on 4th down. Bad snap goes through the wickets of Januzer, the backup quarterback who also sports himself as the holder. And as he rolls to his right, he throws back across his body into the back left corner of the end zone. The pass is incomplete. So Dodge City will hold on to a 7-6 lead with 9:50 to play in the first on Z98. $9:50 to play in the first alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. 4 plays, 16 yards. Randall hits Ringo, his 20th touchdown pass of the season. Didn't even start the year in Duke City. And his touchdown pass gives Duke City a score in their opening possession. Ensuing kickoff, though, by Barber sails over the wall and the end zone over McKinney's right shoulder. And that'll put the ball right at midfield. The touchback puts the ball at the 25-yard line. 7-6 Dodge. The snap on the extra point went through the wickets of Januza, the backup quarterback.
Mike, I tell you, that's just a big kick right there. But the thing is that you can't let that carry long there. And you understand that this is 50 yards long, 28 yards wide. You got 8 yards in both end zones. But that's one deal, Mike, that I do like. One of these rules right here is that try to keep this ball in the play, make them return it right there. Dodge City gets set up at the 25-yard line. God like that.
9:47 to play here in the first. 7-6 Dodge City on Z98. 9:47 remaining first quarter. 7-6 Dodge. Dominique Carson's 1-yard rushing touchdown gave the Law the 7-0 lead on a 3-play, 25-yard opening march. Meantime, after a 35-yard kickoff return by former Law star Dello Davis to put the ball at the Dodge City 16, it was a 4th down, 16-yard touchdown pass from Randall to Brock Ringo. The extra point, though, the snap went through the hands of the holder, Januzer, who picked it up, rolled to the right hash mark, then threw it back across his body into the left corner of the end zone, looking for Fatu Ulale, and the pass was incomplete. So it's 7-6 Dodge City. And then after the touchback, Ross the Law will start at midfield.
Mike, I tell you what, very impressive right off the start. Got him down to a 4th and long, but yet a great play. And I'll say this again, I thought Stamps had a very good coverage on the play. And Stamps gave up his body, Mike. He dove for the ball to try to bat the ball away, goes right into the wall. Good to see. I mean, that's great hustle by Stamps. Good thing he wasn't hurt.
First down, Law, right hash, moving left to right at midfield. Bernard in the shotgun, right foot in front of his left, takes a knee-high snap. Here comes the blitz, slides to his left, pumps, will take off and run, comes back right, flips it back, the ball is loose. Back at the 15, it's still loose. McKinney falls on it, back at the 14-yard line. 3 white shirts had a chance to pick it up, and it's McKinney back at the 14. Now the play will lose 10 yards. But Dodge City keeps the football, 2nd down and long.
Boy, Bernard made a great job. What they did was keep the linebacker back that time, Mike. And then all of a sudden, because he's not going to rush in, so as Bernard starts to come out of the pocket, he's going to come forward. Bernard made a great move to make him miss. Now, if Bernard was up looking, he could have moved on downfield, but he's feeling pressure around him. Happens to be one of his own players. Ball just pops out. We are lucky. They had 3 or 4 shots at it, couldn't come up with it.
The ball back at the 13-yard line. And it's second down and close to 22. Ball on the left hash. Bernard in the shotgun. Dodge moving left to right. 4 receivers right, 2 in high motion. The snap skips back to Bernard, eludes the sack, steps up in the pocket, shimmy shake right, and is taken down by Jason Serta, who's in the top 10 in the league in tackles, wraps him up knee high. That's a loss of a yard back to the 12. Now they just advance it to the 13, no gain, and it's 3rd and 21.
Mike, just a bad snap, throws off the timing, everything down there. Bernard stepped up again, missed the linebacker, able to continue to look downfield, understood that he was in a bad place, tried to pull out of there. And really, I was expecting to see him flip that ball forward to Dominic Carson. Just wasn't there.
Dodge City second in the league on 3rd down conversion, 57%, 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 22, right hash moving left to right. At their own 13, Bernard in the gun. 3 receivers right, takes a chest high snap. Here comes the blitz, lobs one down the seam, twisting and turning. And he's looking for Mo Young. That's incomplete at the Duke City 5. Barry had the coverage. Ulale on the pressure. Now it's 4th and 22.
A little maybe mistake in running the play, Mike. And I'm just going to say this because Mo was looking to the inside. He threw to the outside. It was a touchdown either way. Throws it to the inside. That's an easy touchdown. Mo's able to turn around and get to the outside. That's an easy touchdown. Just wasn't there.
Jared Wood will come on for a long field goal attempt. Wood this year is 1 for 3. He's missed from 45 and from 29.
He's got a big leg, Mike.
They'll snap it from the 13. They'll hold it from the 5. It's be a 53-yard field goal for Wood. His long is 25 this year. Between the hash marks, Bernard will hold. Snap is back. The placement is good. End over end kick is short. Fielded by Serta at the 5. Up the middle, 15. Goes to his right at the 20. With a juke move, comes back left to the numbers. And he's down at the 25 after a 20-yard return on the missed field goal attempt by Wood. And the tackle was made by D'Angelo McCray, knee high for Dodge City. So Duke will start in plus territory. They actually spotted at the Dodge 24. 7-6 Law with 6:45 to go in the first.
Everything worked out right. Wood that time, Mike, just didn't catch it all. That's one of these balls that he might have caught maybe a little bit too high. And when we talk about a little bit too high, Mike, we might be talking about 1/4 inch, but he just really wasn't able to drive his leg on that ball.
Duke City's second offensive possession, moving right to left, right hash at the Dodge 24, 7-6 Law, but the Gladiators, who scored on their opening possession, have it back. Tight end to the right is Wandell Rutledge. 2 receivers left and right. Under center is Randall. Sends 2 in high motion, takes the snap, 3-man rush. This play blown dead as a flag comes out from the left sideline.
We are having a hard time with Randall's cadence right now.
Yeah, Harold Love jumped off sides on the first possession, jumped off again, but was drawn off on the next play. And this is going to go against Lou Van Green and offsides. It's going to put the ball inside the 20 now. It'll be 1st and 5 for Duke City. Dodge coming in, penalty-wise, one of the tops in the league. They are 3rd fewest in the CIF as far as penalties per game, but now a 1st and 5, Duke City, inside the Dodge 20.
Nice job here by the DC Law fans. Beautiful day, Mike, the last 2 days. If you're a farmer, like rain, call this the $1 billion rain because there's a freight train of moisture. It's been coming up from the Gulf. Can you believe DIA's been closed because of snow? I-70's been closed because of snow.
What month are we in?
And we've had a great rain here. And I actually saw water running in the river on the way over here.
1st and 5, Duke City at the Dodge 19. Randall in the gun. Hands for Dello Davis, running right on a jet sweep to the sideline and slammed into the wall by his former teammate Cashman Thomas at the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 7 and a 1st down for Duke City.
Mike, look at this offensive line that they have. Rutledge, Dent, and McDowney. McDowney is so big, Mike, he's take a look at his pants. He's had to take a pair of scissors to cut the legs of the pants so that he can get them on. 345 McDowney, 350, 320. Now you want to talk about buffet killers.
6'4", 338 across that offensive line. 1st and 10, Duke City at the Dodge 12. Misdirection handoff comes to Allen Daniels on a counter trade to the left hash mark to the 10. And he is swamped under. Marquise George and Harold Love combined on the stop. That's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Mike, I love watching Dwayne Autry, the second. Hard player, gets into a lot of plays. 6'1", 195. Bethany College's brother actually played at Salina. Plays for Salina.
Mentioned Calvin McDowney, played at one of the most notable high schools in the country, DeMatha High School, which has won 22 state championships. 2nd and 8. Duke City, left hash, moving right to left at the Dodge 10. 3 receivers, 2 right, 1 left. Randall, quick drop, throws right, caught by Dello Davis along the sideline. And wrapped up there by Delaney Dobard at the 2. That's a gain of 8. Right at the sticks, very close to a first down.
Mike, when you talk about DeMatha, are you talking about in football? Because back in the day, they used to be big-time basketball also.
They're going to be short of the first down. It's 3rd and less than a yard. Quick snap, handoff to Daniels. Lowers his shoulder right, has a first down inside the 1, just outside the hash mark right. And the collision between he and Dwayne Autry. Autry saves the touchdown, but they move the sticks. It's 1st and goal.
And Mike, you know what you talk about where Duke City has come from last year to this year. Big time turnaround. Has done a great job.
1st and goal, Duke City from the 1-yard line on the right hash. Under center, Randall turns, pitches right to Allen Daniels, and he is shut down behind the line. Outside the numbers. And the one that hit him first was Marquise George. That's a loss of 2 back to the 3-yard line. It's 2nd down and goal from there.
Nice job by Dobard and Johnson also getting on that quickly. You know what, and great reaction getting to the outside. Mike, we did a very good job of blocking off the middle. And like I said, play was to the outside. We reacted very well, rallied to the football.
Marquise George, 2nd tackle for loss this year. 2nd and goal, right hash, Duke City from the Dodge 3. Randall under center, 3 receivers, 2 tight left. 1 in high motion, that's Dello Davis. Randall on his own option play, keeps it right, but he is swamped under. Back at the 4-yard line, just outside the right hash mark. Lou Van Green was there with Dwayne Autry. That's a loss of a yard. Back-to-back negative plays, and it's 3rd and goal from the 4.
Got time to get up there, but Mike, I tell you what, he pulled up there behind center, asked for the ball. Ball comes to him, and he dropped the football, Mike, and it actually bounced right back up to him, kind of threw the timing off that a little bit. I think that was going to be a running back right up the middle, but then he just turns and wheels to the outside, realized that the timing was off, tried to make something of it himself.
7th play of this drive, Duke City. 3rd and goal from the 4 right hash, moving right to left down 7-6 with 2:45 to go in the first. Only team in the league that has not turned it over in the red zone. Randall under center, 3 receivers left. Back to throw, off his back foot, wide open. Back left corner on a lob pass. It's caught chest high by Cedric Johnson for a touchdown.
Mike, again, looked like Randall might have fumbled the snap just a little bit, able to get it under control. And all they did was, to me, just basically a delay. Send 12 right out there. He goes right up the middle. Nobody there at all to go get him to the back of the end zone.
5th touchdown reception this season for Cedric Johnson. Caps off the drive. Duke City takes the lead 12-7 on a 4-yard strike. So their touchdowns, Ross, one on 4th down and the other one on 3rd down. Barber on for the extra point. That last drive for Duke City. 7 plays, 24 yards, and 4:10. Snap is back, the placement is good. They flip the laces back in, and the extra point is perfect by Barber. 2:35 to go here in the first quarter. Duke City takes the lead for the first time tonight, 13-7 on Z98. Duke City scores tonight, 1 on 4th down, 1 on 3rd down. 2:35 to go first quarter, 13-7 Gladiators lead the law. Dodge City will get the football back. Cashman Thomas awaits 5 yards deep in the end zone. Barber's kick, line drive, end over end, fielded 8 yards deep in the end zone by Thomas. Runs left to the numbers at the 10, and sticking him there is Jason Serta with a flag down. Perfect form tackle by Serta at the 7-yard line after a 15-yard return, as we'll check the penalty.
Mike, this will come on Johnson. It's one of these plays right here that Johnson comes down. You got Reeves down here already. We've already faked out Reeves, and we're going around him. Johnson comes in and just hits him in the back. He wasn't going to be a part of the tackle at all, but still blocking the back right out in the wide open.
Told you that Dodge City had the 3rd fewest amount of penalties in the league coming in, and already their 3rd of the game. That's going to put the ball back at the 3-yard line. Dodge City down 13-7. With 2:25 to go here in this first quarter, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff to recap what's happened thus far. Law on their opening drive, they won the toss, went 3 plays, 25 yards. Dominique Carson, a sensational 1-yard rushing touchdown where he broke a tackle of Fatu Ulale to put Dodge up 7-0. Well, Duke City's opening drive started in great field position after a 35-yard kickoff return by former Dodge City Law player Dello Davis, which put the ball at the Law 16. After penalties, the teams exchanged flags. It was 4th down when Randall, his touchdown pass to Brock Ringo in the back left corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Extra point, though, the ball went through the hands of the holder, Januzer, and then his pass to the end zone on the 2-point conversion was incomplete. So 7-6, Dodge City in front. Well, after that, Dodge City's next possession would stall. In fact, the big play was when Bernard tried to pitch it back. A fumble that was McKinney was the one that picked it back up. But Duke City had 3 shirts there to try and pick up the football. They couldn't do it. Well, they summoned Jared Wood out on 4th and 22 for a 53-yard field goal. That one not close. It was short. Serta returns it to the Dodge 24. And then 7 plays later, punching it in on 3rd down and goal from the 4, Randall hits his man Cedric Johnson for a touchdown to the back left corner. The extra point is good. And that's where we stand right now. Duke City 13, Dodge 7 with 2:25 left in the first. And Ross, it'll be 1st and 10 Dodge after that illegal block penalty against the Law at their own 3-yard line.
How idiocy is it of me to sit there and say, Mike, this could be a big drive for the Dodgers. Understand we're still in the first quarter, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this quarter here. Got a long way to go, but the way things are going right now, Duke City seems very confident on offense, seems very confident on defense. We've got to get some, I'll call it mojo back. We've got to get some things rolling here for us.
Duke City had 16 takeaways coming into this game. That's tied with Chicago for the most in the league. 1st and 10 Dodge moving left to right. Left hash at their own 3. Bernard in the gun. Ricardo Johnson left with 2 receivers right. McKinney goes in high motion. Chest high snap, it's a draw. Carson up the middle, bounces off one man, but then he is swallowed up by Christopher Smalls, who put his arms around the kneecaps of Dominique Carson. That's a loss of a yard, and for Smalls, his 3rd tackle for loss. Last week, Dodge had 5 negative plays, and it's 2nd and 11.
Mike, we talked about sitting there trying to get Carson in space. That time Carson goes up there, and actually as the ball is being snapped, he is putting his mouthpiece in. Ball comes in, they just bring the linebacker right up the middle. There was no place for him to go. Give that little fake and then pitch to the outside to Carson, give him that little space. He'll do well. 2nd and 11, Law at their own 2. Bernard in the shotgun takes the snap, quarterback draw. He trips running off left guard and falls forward to the 4-yard line. Jason Serta touches him up there inside the numbers. That's a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 9. You almost feel like that you've got to get something positive here. And Mike, why not go for it on 4th down if you have that opportunity? So call it 2-down territory. Trying to get something going here. But you know what? If you get a good-sized gain right here, puts you about 3 or 4 yards out, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Sean Ponder go for it early in the ballgame.
1:10 left first quarter, 13-7 Duke City, and a 3rd and 9. Left hash moving left to right. Dodge at their own 4. Ricardo Johnson trots left on the numbers. 2 receivers come right. Wide right, Vincent. Slot right, McKinney. They go in high motion. Knee-high snap to Bernard. 4-man pressure, rolls right to the numbers, will take off and run up the sideline 10, 15, 20 with a flag down in the secondary. And he's upended in plus territory. That Ray Berry that made the stop. They finally bring him down at the Duke City 21-yard line. So let's check the penalty. Right now it's a 25-yard gain.
Be a downfield block, I believe, on Vincent. But Mike, I tell you what, great job that time by Bernard. He's looking downfield, realizes the pressure's right there, pulls to the outside, and then Mike able to find some great downfield blocking, gets that 1st down first. And then it's just one of those deals right there that couldn't let go.
So it should be, now they had to get to the 13 for a 1st down. So it all depends on where the penalty happened. You would think they moved the ball to the 19, so it's going to be a 1st down.
Boy, nice read.
So they moved the chains, but then the 10 yards backs them up back to the 19-yard line on the hold. So it's 1st and 10 Law. Right hash moving left to right. At their own 19, down 13-7. Final 45 seconds of this first quarter. Vincent and McKinney split to the left. Ricardo Johnson to the near side right. Carson off the right hip of Bernard. Balanced stance in the gun, takes the snap. Zone option play, hands for Carson. Ducking left inside the numbers, and he's taken down. The tackle made by Montez Robinson, the linebacker, who's had some off-the-field problems. Arrested 3 times in 5 months back in 2009, 2010 while at the University of Georgia. That's a gain of 3 for Carson, and it's 2nd down and 7.
Mike, we have run across 2 good linebackers right now. So far, he is showing me a lot, the things that he's able to do, Robinson. And then, again, we had Brock Long last week. It makes a big difference when you've got a linebacker that can read well and then plus take those good angles to get to the running back.
Time has expired, so they will not get another playoff here in this first quarter. So 1 quarter in the books from United Wireless Arena. Dodge scored first. Duke has countered with the last 13. At the end of 1, the Gladiators 13, the Laws 7. It'll be 2nd and 7 Dodge City when we come back for their own 22 on Z98. 1 quarter complete here from Dodge City. United Wireless Arena alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, 13-7 Duke City to be 2nd and 7. Dodge City now moving right to left on the left hash at their own 22. 2 first downs for Dodge, 3 for Duke in that first quarter. 42 total yards for the Law, 35 for the Gladiators. Bernard in the shotgun, 2 receivers left and right. Sends 2 in high motion, takes a chest high snap. 4-step drop, slides left, back right, goes across his body, double coverage in the end zone, and it's caught back left corner by McKinney. Touchdown Dodge City as he took it away in the back left corner from McPherson. 28 yards on 2nd down and 7.
Mike, that is I'm going to use this term, hell of a catch right there because it was well defended. I thought Reeves was going to take it. Just couldn't quite get up there. Excuse me, not Reeves. That was
McPherson.
Able to elevate, just couldn't get it. But McKinney goes up with him, able to reach over and just grab the ball and then muscle away as he takes it down. Nice play, good catch.
Daniel McKinney, 9th touchdown reception this year. He came into tonight 5th in the league in that department. For Bernard, it's his 14th touchdown throw. Jared Wood on for the extra point. So a drive that started from their own 3 after a penalty results in 6. Woods floating kick end over end. And he splits the uprights. 14:51 to play in this second quarter. So Dodge City responds. 5 plays, 43 yards in 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And they cap it with Bernard's touchdown pass to Daniel McKinney. 14-13 Dodge City on Z98. What a pass on 2nd and 7 by Bernard to McKinney. 28-yard touchdown pass, 14-13 Dodge. Line drive kick, fielded at the 5-yard line. Left side numbers by Ringo. Cuts back to the right, across midfield, down the sideline left with a flag down. 10-5, and he high steps into the end zone for a touchdown. As it stands, it would be a 45-yard score, but we'll check the flag.
Mike, line drive while he's able to run up on it and get it while he's still going forward. That's not a good kick, man. You got to have those that get up there. Just make them, like I said, you understand that if you're going to line drive it, you're trying to get it to the outside where they're not and the ball's able to come down. But Mike got 2 penalties right here, too. 2 separate places. I would almost say this penalty here that we saw here, a little bit late coming out. This has got to be against defense. Honestly, didn't see it.
So 2 penalties against Duke City. One was a hold, one was an illegal block. They declined the hold, and they'll take the block to wipe out the 45-yard touchdown run on the kickoff return by Brock Ringo.
Mike Woods got a big leg. At that time, it was a line drive, basically caught at the 10-yard line while the guy's still going forward. We don't have anybody past the 25 yet by the time he's got the ball in his possession. First people that he's able to meet, right around the 20 or so right there, that able to dance through him, get to the outside, go for that touchdown, but a hold call. And this had to be a way away from the play on it, the first hold call, because my play was way downfield. Late call there by the official.
Duke City this year, 16 plays of 20 yards or more. They are 2nd in the league, 2nd worst in time of possession. What that means, they score quickly. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Right hash at their own 10, moving left to right. Landrick Brody into the game for the first time. Offset to the right of the quarterback, Randall, who slings one low left, and it's caught up the numbers at the 20-yard line. Hauled in over there by Dexter Manley. Dwayne Autry makes the stop at the 21. That's a gain of 11 on 1st down and a 1st and 10 coming up.
Manley just goes down, turns around, sets up shop. When he does that, Mike, the ball is in the air and hits him right in the numbers. Nice pass.
Autry last week had a season-high 13 tackles, 1 for loss, and a pass breakup. He comes into tonight in the top 10 in that department. Ball on the left hash, 1st and 10 Duke City. Early second, down 14-13. At their own 21, Dello Davis to the near side right. First in the league in receiving touchdowns. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Brody behind Randall under center. Randall, quick drop, throws over the middle on a slant, caught by Davis, cuts it back right, 10, 5 with a stiff arm, and he's in. Dello Davis with a cutback move to the right, and a touchdown from 29 yards out on a dart from Brian Randall.
Mike, just a nice play. Dello's going to line up over here on the right side, going to go down about 10, does a 45. When he makes that cut, he's open. The ball's right there, hits him right in the hands, and then he just turns on the jets. We all know, if you know Dello Davis, this guy has got some wheels. And right there, once you let him get to the outside and give him some space, he's going to be a tough one to go catch.
11th touchdown this season for the former Law wide receiver. Spent 2 years under Sean Ponder.
And we've given up a lot of points defensive-wise.
19-14 Duke, and now Barber on for the extra point. After Duke City they wiped out that 45-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Brock Ringo. The extra point squeaks in that right upright. 13:30 left first half. It's Duke City 20, Dodge 14 on Z98. 13:30 left here in the first half. And Brian Randall, 5 of 7 for 67 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has 22 on the year. That last one covered 29 to Dello Davis. 20-14 Duke City with 13:30 left in the half, and Dodge will get it back. Barber has it on the tee. Cashman Thomas, now check that McKinney is back deep. And a bouncing ball takes a wicked hop, fielded at the 5 by McKinney. Spins off a tackler, but Jason Serta is there to deck knee-high McKinney at the 8-yard line after a 3-yard return.
Mike, their kickoff return, our kickoff return is struggling right now because they're getting a good kick, making the bounce right there, but their coverage, kickoff recovery, I'll say it, Mike, has been pretty exceptional. Been fun to watch. I'm going to say this, Mike, one of the best teams I've seen this year.
Talk about a guy like Jason Serta, 36 tackles coming in, 10th in the league, 2nd in fumble recoveries. He grew up in Albuquerque, played at Manzano High School, was an all-state defensive back, 8 interceptions as a junior. Went on to play at Eastern New Mexico, now playing professionally in his hometown. 1st and 10, Dodge City down 20-14. Left hash moving right to left at their own 8. Bernard in the shotgun, 4 wide, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Bernard takes the snap, dancing in the pocket, slings it right, and it's off the fingertips of McKinney at the 13-yard line. He dove for it going to his left. Off his fingertips outside the numbers, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
McPherson versus Young down deep. That's what they were looking for. And then going to have a little relief valve to the outside with Dominic Carson. Thing is, though, that wasn't there. They had it covered very well. And all what the linebacker was doing was just following Bernard. Once Bernard looked to the outside, he went out on Dominic Carson. By that time, nothing available.
Bernard, 2 of his first 4. 2nd and 10 Law. Left hash at their own 8, moving right to left. 3 receivers right. Back to throw Bernard, shovel pass over the middle to Carson, makes the catch, backs his way across the 10, up the left side hash mark. Fatu Ulale wraps him up waist high at the 11. That's a gain of 3, and another important 3rd down. It's 3rd and 7.
Nice play by Ulale. That time, Mike, he didn't get sold. He didn't go back after Bernard. Have to sell it maybe just a little bit more to get him the catch to come toward Bernard. Then he just tosses that little pitch right out there to Carson. But Ulale did a fantastic play right there, defensive-wise.
Ulale played at the University of New Mexico, 3rd and 7. Dodge City at their own 11, left hash. Bernard under center, moving right to left. 4 wide, 2 by 2, 2 in high motion. Bernard pump fake right. Rolls right to the numbers, throws back across his body. McKinney makes a bobbling catch between the hash marks at the 20-yard line. Ball looked like it took forever to get there. Jason Serta makes the stop chest high. That's a gain of 9 on 3rd and 7.
That is a nice pass as you're coming across, Mike. You got a guy all over your back, draped over your back. I tell you what, nice catch right there. Enabled really muscle. I'm going to call that a muscle catch, Mike. You've got a guy hanging all over the back of you. You've got to make a catch in traffic, able to wrap it up like that.
Serta tied for the game-high tackle mark thus far. He's got 4, as does Dodge City's Dwayne Autry. 1st and 10 Law, down 20-14. 11-10 to go in the half. Left hash moving right to left at their own 20. Bernard in the gun. Carson off his left hip. Twins right, single receiver left. Hand to Carson. Huge hole up the middle. 25, bouncing right. to the Duke City 20-yard line. Nice form tackle again made by McPherson. And he takes Carson down at the 19-yard line. That's a positive run once again by Dominique Carson and a gain of 11.
Great job, offensive line right there, able to open a big-time hole. Look at that as Carson comes through there. Tried to sell the play to the outside, cuts it right back inside, and it was a great tackle there by Serta, but after a first down, nice run.
McPherson, who's a type 1 diabetic, made that last stop. He keeps candy in his sock.
Wow.
1st and 10, left hash, Dodge City at the Duke 19. Bernard in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. They send Mo Young in high motion right. Bernard takes a chest-high snap. 3-step drop, directing traffic with his left hand, ducking a sack right to the sideline right, still on his feet, eludes another sack, and finally goes down back at midfield. Tracked down from behind by Christopher Smalls, who's had a long journey to the professional ranks, ended up as a walk-on at New Mexico. He brings down the quarterback at midfield. That's a loss of 6 on the sack, and it's 2nd and 16.
Mike, it's just one of those plays right there that they had it well defended downfield. And that's the deal right there, that when you realize that your quarterback's in trouble, start edging your way back toward him. But when you're standing to the outside out there, it's going to make a long cross-field pass right there. And when you go across that field like that, you guys that are setting you up, waiting to step into it, looked like Robinson was going to make a motion once he took his arm up. Robinson made a move toward Carson, didn't throw the football, Bernard, or that would have been touchdown, Duke City.
14th sack allowed this year by Dodge City's offensive line. That's worse in the league. 2nd and 16 law from midfield. Quick screen left, and that's caught by Brandon Benson up the sideline. Tripped up by Jason Serta at the Duke City 21. That's a gain of 4. Now it's 3rd down and 12 coming up for Dodge, down 20-14 with 9 minutes to play in the half.
Couldn't maintain the block on Serta. He was able to break through there. So as Brandon caught the ball, basically had a guy on him, was able to step out of the tackle. But really, they had that well defended.
7th play of the drive, that's covered 21 yards and eaten up nearly 5 minutes. 3rd and 12, Dodge at the Duke 21. Law 2 for 4 tonight on 3rd down. Bernard in the shotgun, ball in the left hash, they're moving right to left. 2 receivers right, Mo Young left. Bernard takes a wide snap, quick drop, zips one left, and it's caught on the hands by Mo Young inside the 10, down to the Duke City 7-yard line. Jason Serta, his 6th tackle of the night. They'll mark it down at the 7. That's a gain of 14 on 3rd and 12.
Mike, you could see the play develop right in front of us. You could see that Bernard and Mo Young still not quite on the same page, because Bernard kind of gave a little pump, was wanting to come to him, but had to wait till Young was able to clear. And then just as soon as the ball's in the air, Young turns and looks, ball's right in his face, makes a great catch.
Bernard 5 of 6 throwing the ball here in the 2nd quarter. 1st and goal from the 7, 4 wide, 2 by 2. Bernard in the gun, hands for Carson, ducking right outside the hash marks, and he's eaten up by Montez Robinson at the 3-yard line. Robinson coming up from his linebacker spot. Gain of 4. It's 2nd down and goal.
Nice play by Robinson, but after a nice gain right there and run there by Carson, able to find another hole there. Offensive line doing a great job.
Dodge City comes into this game number 1 in the league in rushing yards, number 2 in attempts at 154 behind Sioux City's 162. 2nd and goal, the 2nd-ranked red zone offense at the Duke City 3, down 20-14. Bernard in the shotgun with trips left. Bowen stance, takes the snap. Zone option play, play action. Bernard lobs back of the end zone, was looking for McCray in the back right corner, and it's incomplete. Great fake by Bernard, but the ball went through the hands of the tight end, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Waited too long on that play, Mike. McCray was open the minute he took off from that offensive line. Like I said, he gets to be the tight end. He raised his hand up, says, hey, you know what, I'm eligible on this play. Feeds out there, and by the time that Bernard was able to locate him and then toss the ball, the defensive back was able to back up. And really nice toss there by Bernard, because he's going to throw it where only one person can get it, but still just a little bit too much for McCray.
10th play of this drive. Dodge has converted 2 third downs already on this possession. 3rd and goal, left hash, moving right to left at the Duke City 3. Bernard in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Takes the snap, stands in, quick out to the left. It's incomplete at the goal line for Daniel McKinney. Applying the pressure was Robinson. Back in coverage for Duke City was Ray Berry, and Ross, here it is, 4th and goal from the 3.
And I know that DC is not happy at all. He just really kind of missed the block right there on Robinson as he's coming in. You're able to give him that little extra time right there. Bernard hooks up with McKinney for a touchdown.
Duke 20, Dodge 14, 6:10 to play in the half. 4th and goal, Dodge City. Left hash at the Duke City 3-yard line. Now coming into tonight, Duke City best in the league, stopping teams on 4th down. Bernard in the shotgun with trips right. Takes a chest-high snap. Zone option play. Bernard keeps, runs left, bounces off a tackler, and then is stood up at the 2 by Fatu Ulale. And Duke City's defense, third in the league in red zone defense, stops Dodge City at the 3.
But, Mike, they did a great job. We're just going to basically try to take quarterback out there on the naked and get to the outside. But they had 2 guys standing right there. They didn't go for the fake at all. They had made sure that the defense had their backs. Go ahead and take Carson. You 6 guys. Us 2 will hang out here just in case the quarterback keeps it. They guessed it right. Really a good defensive play.
So a drive, Ross, that took up over 8 minutes off the clock. 10 plays results in no points, and with 5:47 to go in the second, Duke City with a 20-14 lead. Quick recap of how we got here. Dodge City's opening drive, they went 3 plays, 25 yards. Dominique Carson, a 1-yard rushing touchdown, gave Dodge a 7-0 lead. Duke City got a 35-yard return by Dello Davis, put the ball at the 16. 4 plays later on 4th down and 10, Randall hit Ringo on a touchdown pass to make it 7-6. Extra point, no good. Snap went through the holder's hands, and then an incomplete pass to the 2-point conversion. Later on first quarter, Jared Wood missed a 53-yard field goal attempt with Dodge up 1, and then Duke City took the lead when Randall hit Cedric Johnson, a 4-yard touchdown pass, capping off a 7-play, 24-yard drive. Duke took the lead 13-7. Law bounced back, 5 plays, 43 yards and 2:44. Bernard hit McKinney. The throw was underthrown, but McKinney made the play against McPherson in the back left corner of the end zone for a 28-yard touchdown. Extra point good. Dodge City grabs the lead back 14-13, but Duke City didn't take them very long. Rando hooks up with former Law star Dello Davis on a slant for a 29-yard catch and run touchdown. Extra point good. Duke City up 20-14, and then Dodge City just wasted a 10-play drive that covered some 42 yards and short circuits at the 3. So now Duke takes over at their own 2-yard line, up 6.
Well, Mike, and like I said, you talked about this, our third possession. To me, it was a big score for us to move on down the field, get that touchdown. Thing is, though, then we get our 4th possession. There, we move right down the field again. Cannot finish the deal. Now we got to have a stop by the defense. Don't want to go down 2 scores to Duke City. I know it's early.
That Dello Davis touchdown was the 17th play this year for Duke City of 20 yards or more, and the 9th that went for a score. 1st and 10 Gladiators, they stretch the ball, they move it to the 5. 1st and 10 from there on the change of possession. Right hash moving left to right, Randall with the pistol with Brody behind him. They get Lou Van Green to jump, free play. Randall wants it all, down the middle. He's got it, no, bobbling it was Ringo at the goal line. Did they say incomplete or a fumble? It's picked up by Delaney Dobard running back the other way. And I think they're gonna say incomplete, that Ringo, who watched the ball come into his hands, but as he tried to push it up against his chest, the ball came out. It's going to be a free play regardless because it was an offsides on Dodge City, so regardless if it was a fumble or not. And I believe they did rule incomplete, but it's going to be 1st and 5 as they'll move the ball to the 10.
Let's see what the call is here, Mike, because there's a great discussion going on down here. And, Mike, I don't know if that's going to be called an incomplete pass. I'm going to call that a fumble that went up and hit the board and be maybe considered out of bounds. Or maybe when we picked it up, we might have made contact.
But if they rule it a fumble and Dodge recovers, well, then you have to accept the offsides penalty, which would make it 1st and 5. Right. It's not a touchdown.
Right.
And I think you're exactly right on what they're discussing. Brock Ringo already has a touchdown pass. Here's the explanation.
Okay.
I think they just said incomplete. There was no fumble recovery. So now they move the ball to the 10. Duke City is pleading their case. That should have been a touchdown. There's no way that's a touchdown because Ringo never had control of the ball. We've watched the replay about 10 times. Dodge City, meantime, penalty-wise tonight, 5th for 29 yards. Now put the ball at the 10. 5:35 left first half. Duke City 20, Dodge 14. Gladiators have the ball moving left to right here in the second quarter. And Randall has been on target tonight. 5 of 7 for 67 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he just missed.
Wow.
A beautiful touchdown strike as Ringo couldn't hold on to it.
Well, just a smart play right there by Randall. Realize, that more likely that this is going to be a free play, so why not just rear back and just throw the doggone thing deep. Able to find a receiver out there, just couldn't quite wrap it up.
Duke City third in the league in yards per attempt passing the ball at 7.1. First and 5, Duke City, right hash, moving left to right at their own 10. Two receivers, right, one left. They motion Dello Davis from right to left. Misdirection handoff to Brody, who stumbles off right guard, and Marquise George brings him down. And then after the play, Autry getting into it with offensive lineman Warren Dent. Now, no flags came out, surprisingly. And forward progress, they moved the ball to the 11, so Brody somehow gained a yard after all of that. And now it's second down and 4.
Mike, this is the second time that Dent has had an altercation with a couple players. Like I said, he goes finds somebody, then wraps him up, and then body slams him. Did that to Seard earlier. No call by the official. Actually, basically ripped Seard's helmet off. Let's put it that way. And then we've seen the same thing right here. I believe that was with Autry.
Terrence Compton left, Dello Davis slot left, second down and 4. Duke City right hash, moving left to right at their own 11. Randall under center, Brody the single setback. And a quick out left, caught by Compton outside the numbers, spins off the defender Dobard, and he dives forward near midfield, and finishing him off at the end of that play was Dwayne Autry, who had 13 stops a week ago. That's a catch and run, Ross, of 13 yards and a Gladiator first down.
Mike, offensive line is doing a great job right now for Duke City. We can't put any pressure on Randall whatsoever. Wide receivers running down there, turn around, there's the ball right there, able to fight, get that first down.
First and 10, Duke City, left hash, moving left to right at their own 24. Randall in the gun. Two receivers, right, one left. Davis in motion, right to left. Busted play, Randall keeps up the middle. Bouncing left inside the numbers. And jumping on his back was Dwayne Autry. The ball came out at the end of the play, but Randall was already down at the Dodge City 20-yard line. That is a run of 6 at second down and 4.
Boy, isn't that the way it goes. The ball was snapped high, threw the rhythm off just a little bit for them to try to do something right here. Looked like it might was going to be a handoff, but he has to keep the ball himself, and then there's a huge hole for him to run, able to get some positive yardage.
Autry's 6th tackle of the night. 3:40 to go first half. Duke City on the move, left to right, up 20-14, and a second down and 4 left hash at the Dodge 20. Daniel slot left, wide left Ringo. Davis and Compton to the near side right. Randall in the gun, and Sean Ponder, I believe, called a timeout. That's the second timeout used in this half by Dodge City. They have one remaining. Duke City has all 3. A quick recap of this one. Derek Bernard, 6 of 10, a touchdown pass, a 28-yarder to McKinney on second down and 7. Carson also has a 1-yard plunge. And then on the other side, Randall 6 of 8 for 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. A missed extra point is the only reason Duke City doesn't have 21, but it's 20-14 Gladiators with a 6-point lead, Ross. And they have the ball after stopping Dodge City on that critical 4th down in the red zone.
Mike, we're struggling defensive-wise. We talked about this, that we have given a lot of points up as a defensive unit, but also as an offensive unit, we have scored a lot of points. But right now, we're in just a little bit of a defensive funk, and you know, the coaching staff right now is trying to find a combination that's going to work well, but the thing is, with that combination right now, we just really can't open that safe. We're right there at the dial, Mike, but like I said, we're trying to pull that handle, but we just can't get anything rolling right now.
Dello Davis is dancing in his first game back against his former team. And why not? Second and 4, his team on the move left to right at the Dodge 20, up 20-14. They have all 3 timeouts with 3:27 to go in the half. And Randall has been the man here in this first half. 3 touchdown passes. 1 on 3rd down, had 1 on 4th down. Warren Dent, tight end left. Brock Ringo wide left. Daniels off the left hip of Randall in the gun with 2 receivers right. Right foot in front of his left, takes a chest-high snap. 4-man rush, under pressure, got rid of it at the last second. And he was decked on the play. Eric Banford and Dwayne Autry came free. Incomplete, it's 3rd and 4.
Boy, nice play right there, Mike. Just as soon as it snapped, we used the speed of Autry, able to just come right up the middle. And Randall getting ready to step into a pass. It's not there. It's because Autry's all over him. Mike forces it down, and we've got to have more of that. We've got to be able to get that pressure on that quarterback to really kind of settle things down on defense.
Duke City 2 of 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 4, left hash, moving left to right at the Dodge 21. Randall in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Brody off his right hip, right foot in front of his left, takes a helmet-high snap. 4-man rush, batted up in the air, and it's intercepted. Cashman Thomas off the deflection by Banford, runs up the sideline 20, and he's taken down with a horse collar at the 21-yard line. Turnover for Duke City. Teams exchanging pleasantries afterwards And Cashman Thomas, his first interception of the season.
Nice job right there. Autry didn't come up full steam, coming right in for the blitz that time. Mike, he's reading the quarterback's eyes. Randall goes up to throw the football. Autry just stands up, bats the ball up in the air, and really smart play downfield, Mike. Once that ball's in the air, been touched by other people, fumble or not, you can push, shove, grab. You know what, you might even be able to ask for a couple things. And now we've got some things going on here with the coaching staff.
Now,
and also Dent on top of it. Go ahead and move it away, but Dent really, I mean, Mike, that was an aggression tackle right there. Dent was frustrated, went over and grabbed Cashman Thomas and just pulled Cashman right there by the helmet and also the shoulder pads and threw him down. Not a smart play.
17-yard interception return. And you're right, that was Dwayne Autry on the deflection, not Banford. But Cashman Thomas with the interception. They have to separate the teams at midfield. Bench is clearing. Now, lucky this isn't the NBA because as soon as you step off the bench, you're suspended for 12 games, and another flag just came flying out. It's going to be Dodge City ball. The question is, they returned it to the plus 21. The question is, where will they have it after all the flags?
I'm going to guess about the 7-yard line. But really, I mean, that was just a great play by Autry because that's the deal. As a linebacker, you know what? I don't know whether he had the full blitz on, but he started coming up. He saw the quarterback cock his arm, so all he did was just jump up, saw what the direction the ball was going, able to bound up, and then smart play by Thomas Cash comes up, shoves the receiver in the back, get out of my way because anybody's touched this ball, I'll take it myself, gets a couple blocks downfield. Dent comes over, out of frustration, just basically grabs face mask and shoulder pads and throws Cash down.
Referee will need a lozenge to explain all the penalties that we just saw. With 2:33 to go in the half, Dodge a huge turnover, down by 6, 20-14.
Okay, now you're gonna have 2 personal fouls on this.
They still haven't separated and told us where the ball is going. Dodge has already broke the huddle. The flag is still lying on the sideline on the far side. Well, referee was going to explain it, then stopped, and now he'll start again. They call. Both penalties went against Duke City.
Now, I'm not understanding why is it.
Well, they returned it to the 20, so the first one's half the distance.
All right, okay, guys, I didn't realize it was inside the 20.
Yeah, 2 personal foul calls against Duke City.
He's marking it off from the 22.
Yeah, so that shouldn't have been half the distance. You're right.
There he goes. So there's your 10-yard penalty right there. Now here comes half the distance.
He's going to put the ball right at the 5.5-yard line. First and goal for Dodge City from there. Huge interception off the deflection by Cashman Thomas. And with 2:33 to go in the half, Dodge has 1 timeout. They're down 20-14. Ball on the right hash, moving right to left. First and goal from the 5. Ricardo Johnson decked out in all pink to the near side left. Matched up with the backup defensive back Reeves, just signed this week. 2 receivers go right.
You want to take advantage of this turnover.
Bernard in the shotgun. Jamar Seard is at tight end left. McKinney started in high motion, then retreats. They'll reset the play. 2 in high motion, Bowen stance. They fake the jet sweep. Bernard keeps up the middle, dives to the goal line. The ball came out. He was down. Jason Serta and Reeves coming up to make the stop. Reeves then picks up the loose change. And they'll mark it down at the 1. That's a gain of 4. It's second down and goal.
Nice shot by Bernard. Was able to go with that little fake right there to DC, then head right up into the final little hole. And as he goes down, there's the knee down. The ball bounces up, comes out, but that was after the knees were down.
How about the block by the newcomer, Christian Tasaga, the new center signed this week to replace Ricky Gadalian. Keon Swinney, the original center, is back in Florida taking care of some personal matters. Second and goal from the 1, Dodge City right hash, moving right to left. Seard at tight end right. Pistol set for Bernard and an offset eye left. They motion McKinney out, turn left, hand to Carson, sweeping to the end zone. Touchdown, Dodge City. All set up by the Cashman Thomas interception. A 1-yard stretch to pay dirt for Carson, and the Law has tied the game at 20.
Well, that's big offensive line right there. Is able to drive that defensive line back into the end zone. And once Carson gets near the end zone, starts to smell that paint, that's going to be a touchdown. Nice job by Dominic Carson to get there.
Carson's second touchdown run of the night, his 9th of the season. Wood on for the extra point. That play set up by the interception by Thomas, and 2 personal fouls against Duke City on the interception return after the play. Snap is back, Wood's extra point, end over end, line drive, and he puts it through. 1:36 to go in the half, Law back on top. They lead Duke City 21-20 on Z98. 1:36 to go in the half, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff at United Wireless Arena in Dodge. The Law have retaken the lead 21-20 on Dominique Carson's second rushing touchdown. It's so impressive for Carson, who missed 3 games with a high ankle sprain, that he's still 5th in the league in rushing. Late coming onto the field is Alan Daniels, who spent the majority of last season in an Omaha Beef uniform. Gallo Davis is back to return. He's 5th in kickoff return average, 8th in yards. Wood swings his right leg through, bouncing ball left. It goes through the legs of Daniel, and then as it's going through, he reaches his hands between his legs to field it at the 20. That was a live football, and he's out of bounds up the left side wall at the 20, so that's where Duke City will start with all of their timeouts with 90 seconds to go down 1 in the first half.
Caught a break on the hop too, Mike. That's one of those there that, like I said, they'll spin for a little bit, then all of a sudden they take that big hop, sets it up for a big hop. That thing did not take that big hop. We would have been all over that ball right there. But really, that's just a great recovery there by Daniels to get that ball.
Fortuitous would be describing it kindly. 1:30 to play in the half. So Duke has all 3 of their timeouts, now trailing 21-20.
Well, if you didn't have a chance to get here, but little 10-year-old Darby Reimer from Garden City. She has a handicap and she's blind, Mike. 10 years old, big Miranda Lambert fan, was able to get a picture with Miranda backstage at Wichita. Thing is, came out here, popped off the national anthem, did a great job. Very good job there for Darby, 10 years old from Garden City.
1st and 10, Duke City at their own 20. Gallo Davis in motion left to right. Daniels takes the handoff and then fumbles it. Might have fallen back on it. Back at the 18. They'll uncover the bodies. Dwayne Autry missed a chance. He comes in to make the tackle. That's a loss of 2. Now it's 2nd down and 12, and that'll bring us to the 1-minute warning. 1 minute to go, straight on here in the first half. It'll be 2nd down and long for Duke City when we come back. 21-20 Dodge in front on Z98. 1 minute to play here, first half, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff from United Wireless Arena in Dodge City. Law 21, Gladiators 20. And after the fumble by Daniels, it'll be 2nd down and 12. Duke City moving left to right, ball on the left hash at their own 18. Dodge took the lead following Cashman Thomas's interception and scored a couple of plays later following 2 penalties after the play against Duke City that put the ball at the 5-yard line. And then Carson, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. Randall has thrown 3 for Duke City. Now a missed extra point opportunity on a bad snap is the 1-point difference in this game with Dodge up 1. 2nd and 12 for Duke City.
Mike, I think that's the only fault I've seen out of Duke City, honestly, is bad snaps and holding on to the football when it gets to the quarterback.
Randall, the journeyman, 32-year-old quarterback, who once led Virginia Tech to their first ACC championship back in 2004 and a berth in the Sugar Bowl. This is his 12th professional team. They break the huddle with 20 on the play clock.
Obviously loves football.
Daniels and Ringo left, Davis and Johnson right, Randall in the shotgun. Right foot in front of his left, 2 in high motion, helmet high snap, 3-step drop, slings it over the middle, but behind his intended receiver, Compton at the Dodge 20-yard line. Banford came on the pressure. Dolbard high-fiving fans in the first row with his left hand as the one in coverage. It's 3rd and 12.
Mike, looked like they tried to do a crossing pattern about 10 yards downfield, but the thing is, though, that one of the receivers, I think, ran the wrong play. You had 3 guys basically just bunched up within about a 5-yard area with 4 shirts right there. That was easy coverage for Garden City, for Dodge City.
3 straight incompletions by Randall. 3rd and 12. Duke City at their own 18, left hash moving left to right. 2 receivers left to right. 2 in high motion, takes a chest high snap. 3-man rush, throws one left, and it's almost intercepted along the wall by one of the newcomers. That was Corey Stamps that had his hands on it. Stamps acquired this week, intended for Alan Daniels. at the Dodge City 20. It'll be 4th and 12.
Boy, Daniels, Mike, heads down there and makes that cut to the outside, and he slipped. And when he slipped right there, gave us an opportunity to come up with it, just couldn't quite dig that ball out.
Randall, that last pick that he threw was his 6th of the year, compared to 22 touchdowns. He's got a 4th and 12 here. Duke City 25% coming into tonight. They're 1 of 3 in this game. 4th and 12 for their own 18. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Randall, right foot in front of his left, calls for the ball. Here comes the blitz. Under pressure, hit as he throws, wobbles one left, and it's incomplete. Up the sideline at the 5-yard line. He was hit by Dwayne Autry coming free on a blitz. Back in coverage was Courtney Sanders, and Dodge will take over. There's an injured Duke City player on the back end.
Boy, big play by Autry, Mike. He put it in high gear, was able to come right straight in, and really forced Randall to throw a little bit too soon as he wants to. Had great coverage downfield also, but nice job right there by the defense, putting pressure on Randall. Mike, when you're able to get pressure on him, obviously not as effective.
Trying to see who the injured player was. That was Brock Ringo, who's also the intended receiver on that last play. He took a shot. So Dodge will take over with 47 seconds to go in the half and 1 timeout. And they'll have it at the Duke City 18-yard line and a chance to extend the lead with 47 seconds to play.
Good deal to see Ringo get off on his own accord.
Might have got his bell rung there. Dodge up 1. They'll have the ball with 1 timeout just outside the scoring zone. This game flipped on Cashman Thomas's first interception of the year. Dodge scored later on that drive with Carson's touchdown to take the lead back. They have a 1st and 10 after the Duke City failure on 4th down from the Gladiator 18. Bernard in the gun takes the snap, hands for Carson, right up the middle. 10, 5, high step to the end zone. Touchdown, Dodge City. As a hole created on that left side, and he waltzes up the left side numbers. 18-yard rushing touchdown for Carson, his 3rd of the night.
Mike, he is so quick, but I tell you what he's really good at, Mike, is finding the hole. And again, another big-time hole there by the offensive line, able to create something. And really, look how deep we were able to get into that secondary. And then all of a sudden, bang, he just turns it on, finds a little crease, makes one move, and then basically able to walk in there. Just a nice play. The offensive line did their job.
Jared Wood for the extra point. All-important extra point to make this a touchdown and a 2-point conversion game.
Boy, Mike, how quickly this game turned around here. It looked like we had no mojo whatsoever on that 4th possession. Wasn't able to get a score there. Looked like they were going to march right down and go up on 2 scores on us. All of a sudden, bang, we get that interception score, hold them on 4th down, another score.
13 unanswered. Play blown dead before the snap.
Yeah.
And now a flag just came out.
Probably delay a game.
Simultaneously as a Ross Miller text message came through.
Mike, what I like is what they're able to do is that what we did on their offensive line, though. But again, able to give Dominic Carson, Mike, just that little bit of space, just that little bit of room. This cat has got some wheels, and he's going to make you pay.
I'll tell you what, moving the ball back in the indoor game, it's tricky with those narrower goalposts, and now it puts it back to the 7. So this would amount to basically a 22-yard field goal attempt.
Sorry about that text, Mike. They wanted to know what the legend, your name was, as they said, hey, what's the legend's name?
And Wood's extra point, he pushes it wide left. So the 5 yards makes all the difference in the world. And Dodge City's lead is 7. They've scored 13 unanswered. 41 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter. It's Dodge City 27, Duke City 20 on Z98. .41 seconds to play, 1st half. This game has definitely turned on the interception by Thomas. Dodge then stops Duke City on a 4th down. They score 13 straight to take a 27-20 lead. Duke City, though, has all 3 timeouts. And a line drive kick fumbled at midfield by McPherson. And he falls on it, actually gains 4 yards because of the hop to the Dodge City 21.
Man, line drive kick right there, Mike. And it's one of those deals, like I said, you're trying to move it out of the way, but the thing is, though, that he fumbled the ball for the 2nd time. Just not able to get there in time to recover that.
You ever seen a fumble go forward?
Mike, you know, you being the legend and all, now I've got people wanting to know where you're planning to eat afterwards.
Now, is that because they want to beat me up?
Probably to get autographs.
Take my Visa card?
Get pictures taken with you.
Hey, there's only one legend in this box, and it's not me.
Well, it's not me, so.
Just have to flip a coin. 37 seconds to go first half. Duke City has it, moving left to right, left hash at the Dodge 20, down 27-20. They led this game 20-14. The Dodge has reeled off 13 in a row. Cedric Johnson, Dello Davis, and Ringo all right. Davis has a 29-yard touchdown reception. Randall takes the shotgun snap. Three-man rush. Slings one to the back right corner for Cedric Johnson in the end zone. That sails over his right shoulder. Back in coverage was E.J. Johnson for Dodge City. It's 2nd down and 10.
Nice coverage on the play right there. But, Mike, again, we weren't able to put any pressure on whatsoever coming up the middle. Don't like Randall sitting back there taking that time.
I'm glad you mentioned that, but that's been the theme all night. And Duke City coming in, their offensive line had only given up 5 sacks. 2nd in the league in turnover margin. They protect the ball and they protect their quarterback. They've allowed the 2nd fewest sacks in the league. 2nd down and 10. Left hash Duke City with 33 seconds and 3 timeouts, down 27-20. At the Dodge 20, Randall in the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Calls for the ball and a chest-high snap. Quick out to the right. Chest-high grab made by Cedric Johnson, and he's decked at the 11-yard line. Dwayne Autry over there to make the stop along with Corey Stamps. That's a gain of 9. It's 3rd and 1. And the clock will continue to run. Now it should stop because of forward progress.
And, Mike, what you want to do is, as a defensive back, keep the play in front of you. Nice play right there by Autry. As soon as the ball came in, Autry's able to come in and then make the for sure tackle. I like that. You're a man out there on an island all by yourself. Can't get away.
Clock running. They're not using a timeout. 3rd and 1 from the Dodge 11. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Randall takes the shotgun snap, looks left, comes back right, floats one back of the end zone. It's caught by Cedric Johnson for a touchdown on a perfectly thrown touch pass by Randall. 11-yard scoring strike, and then flags come out afterwards.
You're going to want a nice return here, Mike, on the kickoff, or like I said, or maybe we just put the kickoff down there because you don't want any time to run off because you're going to be able to use this personal foul right. Well, it's unsportsmanlike conduct is what it's going to be, but Mike, I wonder, Sean Ponder was actually talking. He's talking to the Whitehead going down. I thought they actually had a legal procedure, tell you the truth there. It seemed like that it just took a little bit longer for the center to get the ball snapped, and you had wide receiver probably 4 or 5 yards downfield by the time the ball was snapped.
So waiting to see. They didn't explain the penalty.
I believe it would be unsportsmanlike conduct for taking the ball and trying to stuff it through the I'm going to say that. I think.
Did he miss the dunk?
I think, well, like I said, I saw it got into the stands.
Barber for the extra point to tie it with 3 seconds. Denuser will hold. Snap is back. Placement is good. The kick hits the upright. No good. And Dodge will take a 1-point lead into the break, not the halftime break, but into our break. 3 seconds to play first half. Dodge 27, Duke City 26. More talking afterwards on Z98. 3 seconds to play here in this first half. Dodge clinging to a 1-point lead, 27-26. That last drive for Duke City, and perfect time management by Bramante as he let that clock with 3 timeouts wind all the way down, and obviously being fortunate enough to get a touchdown pass. 3 plays, 20 yards, burns 38 seconds. But if Dodge, even if they return this.
And you don't want to.
Exactly.
As soon as you catch the ball, and I don't know if Sean Ponder catch the ball, you go down or you take it off the mat one way or another. They're going to probably, I doubt if he kicks this in the air. If he puts it in the end zone, it'd be interesting because, Mike, we get 15 more yards to tack on as soon as we get the football.
I would say he puts it in the air because a squib kick will give Dodge even better field position. Barber has it on the tee. Swings his right leg through, line drive, end over end kick, fielded 2 yards deep in the end zone by Cashman Thomas. He'll take it out. Time is expired, and he's tripped up at the 20-yard line by Dello Davis. And now more jabbing afterwards as the half has expired. So the penalty won't even come into effect because Duke City will get the football to begin the 3rd quarter.
Well, I was glad to see us fight back, Mike, because I tell you what, it was going to be a tough game, man. This was a lot of fun right here toward the end of this half because both teams playing well. Dodge City had to play some catch up, and then all of a sudden we're able to get some things caught up here and start playing well again, Mike. I tell you what, that big turnover, that interception really kind of ignited this team, gave us 2 quick scores to get us back in this ball game. But again, I mean, we got a lot of people out here yakking. Just come back here, do your stuff. Let's get this game rolling. Now, it's going to be interesting. Are they going to allow
the penalty? The
penalty right here, to take the penalty where he was tackled.
And we'll get the explanation on that, hopefully, before we start the second half. But they're still talking.
I mean, we're acting like we've got a kick left.
Maybe because of the penalty, they have 1 play left.
Yes.
Yeah, they have 1 on-time down.
I like untimed downs, being a Packer fan.
All familiar with the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary against the Lions.
Wow.
Where Ross Miller nearly had a stroke in his hotel room.
Yeah, and how could you be sleeping during a ball game like that? I mean, it's the Packers and the Lions.
So you're blaming me? You saying that because I was sleeping? I was tired. So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will put the ball in plus territory.
Here we are.
And an untimed down for Dodge City.
We act like we're going to go for it instead of kick the field goal.
Well, Jared Wood's kicking woes this
there we
year.
Go. Here comes Jared.
And now Wood will come in. So the penalty puts the ball at the Duke City 15. Jared Wood missed one earlier in this game from 53. He's now 2 for 8 on field goal attempts this year. There's an untimed down because after the touchdown pass from Randall to Cedric Johnson, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which I think is baloney because he tried to dunk the ball through the uprights, just celebrating. But nonetheless, they call the unsportsmanlike conduct, which because of that, it's an untimed down after the kickoff. Cashman Thomas returned it out to the 20. And now Dodge just used a timeout.
Yes.
But they have the untimed down because the penalty had to be assessed on the kickoff on Duke City, which is why now Dodge will have 1 free play. And they're at the 15-yard line of Duke City with no time. And now Dodge is out of timeouts. I guess Sean Ponder figures, well, can't save it for the second half. So take the timeout. This game got to this point. Dodge City was down 20-14. Duke City had the ball after stopping Dodge on 4th down and goal. But Duke ends up throwing an interception. Randall picked off on a batted ball up in the air, intercepted by Thomas. Carson scores a couple of plays later. And then Duke City, next time they have the ball, 3 straight incompletions, including a 4th and 12. Dodge City scores on the next play. Carson from 18 yards out. Duke City responds with an 11-yard touchdown, and now Jared Wood will come on for a field goal attempt. This will be from 30 yards out. The snap is back, it's wide, picked up by Bernard, who was the holder, and dives forward, and they will get nothing. Bernard runs back to the original line of scrimmage and is twisted down inside the numbers by Fatu Ulale.
Boy, Mike, strange play right there. I thought Bernard could actually get that ball set back down and have Jared Wood kick that, but maybe we had something else called right there, but we had nobody else heading down the field. But Mike, I tell you what, these 2 teams are got a little chippy in those last 3 to 5 minutes of this ball game. Got to keep things going here. And like I said, you got to go back in that, get back in there. Like I said, they're going to let the Duke City Gladiators get off first, then Dodge City will come off. But right now, we've got a great game between 2 good teams here, Mike.
Are you saying there's no love lost between these 2 teams? Why they have to wait till one team gets off the field?
I think that's probably the best play.
We are at the half. It's Dodge City 27, Duke City 26. It'll be Gladiator football to start the second half. Your halftime report is next on Z98. Dodge City won the toss. They elected to receive, so Duke will get the ball to begin the second half. Duke City has won 4 games in a row. The last 2 they've come back. They've won them in come-from-behind fashion. 2 weeks ago against Amarillo, the controversial play where they were down 10 with less than 3 minutes to play. They come back, take the lead, and then Nate Davis and Amarillo have a chance to regain the lead, and a pass by Davis to Kent McDonald in the end zone was knocked away. It looked like the GM for Duke City actually reached his hand over the wall and swiped it away. They did not call a penalty. 2 plays later, Nate Davis was intercepted, a pick 6, and that sealed the game. When they were down by 10 with less than 3 minutes to go, and against San Angelo, they trailed 33-32 with 6:03 remaining before a 7-play, 41-yard drive was capped with Brian Randall's 3-yard touchdown pass to Cedric Johnson to wrap that one 39-33. So winners of 4 straight. Duke City down 1 as they'll get the ball to begin this third quarter.
Duke City's got a big trip back to Albuquerque after the ball game. You and I were down in Albuquerque last year. Mike, when you go down to Old Town, Duke City, if you will, absolutely beautiful, beautiful place down there. And that arena that we played in out at the fairgrounds, very kind of a cool atmosphere out there. I really like that.
And you're probably wondering why Duke City is called Duke City. Well, Albuquerque's nickname is Duke City. Yellow Davis stands at the 3-yard line. Jared Wood has it on the tee. Duke City will be moving from left to right. Wood swings his right leg through, bouncing ball again. Yellow Davis will field it on a hop at the 7-yard line. Runs left to the numbers, gets away from Dobard, breaks the tackle, cuts it back right 20. Stretching it out towards the near side numbers, and is taken down by Corey Stamps. After all that running, right side numbers at the 24 after a 17-yard return.
Mike, that was a great kick that time by Jared Wood, and we had Dello the rights down here, had about 4 black shirts right around the plate, just couldn't wrap him up. He was able to get to the outside and get some positive gain on it, but really, I like that kick.
Davis averaging nearly 18 yards a return. Put the ball at the 24, right hash. Duke City moving left to right. They've missed 2 extra points in this game. That's why they trail by 1. Brian Randall in that first half. 8 of 16 for 100 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. Opening possession for Duke City, moving left to right. Randall under center. Wandel Rutledge is a tight end right. Brody deep in a 1-back set. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Bobbles the snap. Randall picks it up and gains forward progress. Might have spun into midfield between the hash marks before Dwayne Autry decks him right at the 25. So that's a gain of a yard. And now it's 2nd down and 9.
Love comes up with a little bit of a limp, Mike, so they're trying to work it out right now. It's kind of funny that you sprained your ankle or twist it just a little bit, and what you do is immediately put pressure on it. Sit there if you can withstand the pain.
Yeah, Steph Curry sprained his ankle in the second quarter of the game against Houston earlier today and did not return.
And he already had how many points?
24.
And they were up by 33 at one time.
Take the night off. 2nd down and 9, Duke City from their own 24. Randall in the gun with trips left. Right foot in front of his left, takes the shotgun snap, fires one over the middle, and it's incomplete in the end zone, looking for Ringo, who is back in there. He was knocked out of the game in the second quarter on a 4th down pass play. Back in coverage for Dodge City was Cashman Thomas, who has a pick in this game. It's 3rd and 9.
Albuquerque was one of the headquarters for the Spaniards when they basically come up through the States back in the 1600s. Mexico City was the main hold, and the Duke of Albuquerque, that's where that Duke City comes from, was one of the guys that kind of hung around there just a little while. They finally decided, hey, you know what, let's call this place Albuquerque, and that's where Duke City comes from.
I want to know why you're not teaching history at Kansas State.
Well, what if it's not right? What if I'm just making all this up?
That's a good point. Never thought of that. 3rd and 9, Duke City at midfield. Right hash moving left to right. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Randall in the gun, takes a helmet-high snap. 4-man rush, throws one right, and it's incomplete. Thomas got there and hit Ringo right as the ball arrived at the 15-yard line. Lou Van Green and Banford on the pressure. And now it's 4th and 9 for Duke City.
No, man, that was a great play there by Cash. Good to see Ringo back because, you know, Mike, he went off in that second quarter. They were able to come back, but that's a nice play. Really, the ball is so inside. Cash was able to go up there and just knock it away. Sometimes you get guys that get a little greedy and say, you know what, I'm looking in the backfield. I'm going to intercept this, take it to the house. You come up with a miss right there, out there on the outside, and it goes the other way for a touchdown.
Duke City 1 of 4 on 4th down tonight. 4th and 9 from midfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Randall in the gun. Motions Ringo from right to left. Takes a helmet-high snap. 4-man rush. Stands in. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Lou Van Green providing the pressure. Did they say that was a lateral because the arm was not going forward? If it is, Cedric Johnson picked it up.
Should be an incomplete pass.
And ran for a touchdown, but they're going to say incomplete. And a turnover on downs. Dodge sent the house. And they came up. They doubled down on 11. And they got the face card.
Really, defense did a great job, Mike, that time. He was looking down the field and getting ready to throw the ball, but he had to pump because he throws it, it's going to be intercepted. Thing is that when he held it on a little bit longer, that gave Love that chance to get in there and make that tackle.
11:57 to go, third quarter. Dodge has it back, leading 27-26, right at midfield. And it was Lou Van Green who came in on that pressure. Green actually signed all the way back in 2011 with my alma mater, UNLV. Didn't play there. He's had his tours around the United States playing collegiate and in the professional ranks. Now a 1st and 10 for Dodge City on the left hash, moving right to left, up 1 with 11:40 to go in the third quarter in midfield. Bernard in the gun, a 2x2, takes a knee-high snap, back to throw, throws one left, and it's caught inside the numbers by Carson at the 20, turns back right, and he's belted down by Kevin Reeves, the Eastern New Mexico product, who did not play the last 2 weeks. That's a gain of 5. It's 2nd down and 5.
Mike, I like that play. It's basically just sitting back in a zone right there. Carson's able to go underneath and get right in front of that zone. Bang, right there's the ball. That's a nice play.
2nd and 5 Law from the Duke City 20, 2x1 this time. Handoff to Carson, sweeping to the right, inside the 20, up the numbers. Taken down near the 16-yard line. Ray Berry makes the stop as he tumbles on top of Carson. That's a gain of 4, now it's 3rd and 1.
Good play by Serta that time, Mike. Looked like Carson was going to go up the middle. Serta stepped into that and then immediately had to head to the outside there and was right there for Carson.
Carson tonight, 9 carries, 59 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Ray Berry, second on the team in tackles with 28, in on that last stop. And now a 3rd and 1, Dodge City right hash, moving right to left at the Duke 16, up 27-26 with 10:30 to play in the third. Bernard in the gun, hands it off to Carson, sweeping to his left, outside the numbers, runs into Reeves, who then takes both arms extended into the chest of Carson and shoves him into the wall at the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 3 on 3rd and 1 and a Law 1st down.
Vincent downfield making the block there, Mike, and he actually slipped and fell. I tell you what, if Vincent was able to keep his feet, Carson would have got a lot further down there. Vincent, a very good downfield blocker.
Dodge City averaging 4.2 yards per carry. 1st and 10, left hash, moving right to left at the Duke City 13. Ricardo Johnson, Vincent, and McKinney all go right. Carson off the right hip of Bernard in the gun. Knee-high snap, play action on a seam route, and a bullet from Bernard to Brandon Vincent, who beat McPherson for a 13-yard touchdown.
And Mike, you got to watch Bernard on that because he sold the play right there. Offensive line gave him a lot of time. And he's looking downfield, Mike, and he's looking to his left. He looks to his left. All of a sudden, Brandon breaks open, comes right back to the right side, throws a strike right there to Brandon. Nice catch.
Beautiful play fake by Derek Bernard, capping off a 4-play, 25-yard drive in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Bernard's 2nd touchdown pass of the night, his 15th of the year. And for Vincent, who went the first few games without a touchdown reception, has one in back-to-back contests. Jared Wood for the extra point. The snap is back, the placement is good, and the end-over-end kick is right down the middle. 9:41 to play here in this third quarter. It's the Dodge City Law 34, the Duke City Gladiators 26 on Z98. 9:41 to play here in this third quarter. Dodge City extends the lead on Bernard's 13-yard touchdown pass to the veteran Brandon Vincent in his 3rd year. Was here with the inception of this franchise. The former Illinois State product, had a cup of tea with the Chicago Bears or a cup of coffee, whatever you want to have. I don't drink coffee, so. And with 9:41 to go in the third, 34-26, Dodge with an 8-point lead. Duke City about to get the ball back. Squib kick angled to the left, and it takes a hop out of bounds. Nice job by the guy in the front row. And they'll mark the ball near midfield, so no return for Dello Davis. They'll mark it at the 21.
And I like the play, Mike. That's that hop that we have talked about. That time he just went over to the angle, to the sideline, and the ball, of course, pops up and goes right out of bounds. It's one of those deals that you want that thing to pop up and stay in bounds. Your guy's going to be all over that play.
Look at Duke City's last couple of drives. Interception, turnover on downs, touchdown, turnover on downs. And now what happens the next time they have the ball with 9:37 to play in the third? 34-26, Dodge City with an 8-point lead on Z98. I want to give a shout out to Derek Reeves, former Dodge City Law defensive coordinator. He and Sean Ponder, the Ponder family, obviously with Ricky Burtz, all very good friends. Reeves back home, listening to the broadcast tonight. And his former team up 34-26.
Mike.
He says hello, by the way.
By the way, you know what? He owes us some greens. I'm still waiting on those, by the way. We went over and had a great barbecue over at the Ponder's place. And
this was 3 years ago when we made that
and
road
I'm still
trip.
upset over it.
We made the road trip to Bloomington.
Yes. Yeah, he's been a busy dude, man. Great guy. And honestly, do miss him. I mean, Mike, there's people in your life that you sit there and think of him every now and then, just because I know the setting that he is, you know, with his family, what's going on there. His wife, I believe, was becoming a nurse at the time about 3 years ago, so I hope that she's made it through that. And then, Mike, also on top of that, I know that he wasn't in the best of health either on top of that. And so I hope very good things for him. Hope all is going well. And, yes, still waiting for our greens down here in Western Kansas.
Well, if somehow Chicago makes it into the championship game and we have to somehow travel there, I'm sure that he'll welcome you with open arms.
Right on.
1st and 10, Duke City. They put the ball back to the 20-yard line, so that's where the Gladiators will start. 9:37 to play third quarter. Law 34, Gladiators 26. Randall, after that hot start, has been off the mark. 3 straight incompletions on that last drive. 1st and 10 here, he's in the gun. Brody to his right. Brock Ringo right, 2 receivers left. Takes the chest high snap with a shoulder fake. A fade route down the left sideline. Bobbling catch made by Dello Davis. Sensational reception in front of Courtney Sanders. Down to the 7-yard line. Hung on to the ball for a 23-yard gain.
Wow, Mike, that was one of those. You go find the ball, then turn around and make the catch, and he's going, had to turn around, Mike, as he's going full speed down the field, turns around, finds the football, and actually bobbed a little bit and was able to sit there and pull it in. That's a good play.
Put it to the 8, so officially a gain of 22. 1st and goal, quick snap. It's a handoff to Landrick Brody. Runs off left guard and is slammed down inside the numbers by Marquise George. George came into tonight's game with 10 tackles and 1 for loss. And that'll be no gain. Back to the 8-yard line at 2nd down and goal.
Mike, I tell you what happened to the Wichita Force? They're up at Omaha, a game that they should win. They're down 48-28 in that ball game. Sioux City clobbering Chicago. I'm going to say Chicago's not making the playoffs. I could be wrong on that, but. And then how about the Liberty slant going down? We knew this was going to be a tough game, 37-31 down at Amarillo.
2nd and goal, Duke City from the 8, down by 8. Randall with the pistol with Brody behind him, takes the snap, 3-man rush, looks left, back right, lobs, end zone, and it's caught by Dello Davis on a slant, touchdown. Beat Corey Stamps to the inside. 8-yard scoring strike, and Duke City pulls to within 2.
Mike, that is a great pass and a great grab. And I'm going to say this, good defense on the play because we were right there all over the play, just draped on him. Stamps was right there, just couldn't knock the ball away. Bang, just right there, just missed it.
Wow, 3 plays, covers 30 yards. And let's see if Duke City will keep the offense on the field to go for 2 and tie it. How do you play this one?
You got, that's what I'm talking about. You just chase points. Start now.
8:13 to go. The offense will stay on the field. 4th touchdown pass tonight for Randall. 23rd of the year. And for Dello Davis, his 2nd of the night, 12th on the season. 2-point conversion with Randall in the gun. 3 receivers stacked right, takes a chest-high snap, looks right, lobs, back of the end zone. It's incomplete for Cedric Johnson, who wanted a flag, was fronted by Cashman Thomas. So the 2-point conversion fails, and Dodge City clings to a 2-point lead. 8:13 to play third quarter. Law 34, Gladiators 32 on Z98. .8:13 to play third quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilasov, Duke City, 3 plays, 30 yards. 2 big catches on that drive by Dello Davis. One, a juggling one up the sideline for 22. And then the other one, an 8-yard touchdown pass on a slant, the reception by Davis. So on the night, Dello torching his former team, 4 catches for 66 and 2 scores. Ensuing kickoff, bouncing at the 10 by Barber, fielded at the 1 by Daniel McKinney. Up the middle to the 5, goes head over heels to the 10. He was hit and and went airborne by Allen Daniels. That's a 9-yard return for Dodge City. They'll start at the 10.
Saw some of the coaching staff for Garden City Community College. I shouldn't say some. I actually just saw Rico Cherico as he was coming into the ball game here tonight. Mike, Mesquite had to travel to Bloomington. Now, you and I thought that San Angelo was a long way. Now, how about Mesquite loading up, heading up the highway there, going through Wichita, and then you got to get up to I-70, and you get on of course, probably take the turnoff there that puts you on the toll road from Wichita to Topeka going through Emporia.
Put this in perspective. Mesquite to here is about 8-9 hours.
Oh, man.
You're not even a third of the way there. 1st and 10 Law, up 2 from their own 10. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, 2 receivers left and right. A zips one over the middle and a diving catch made by Daniel McKinney. Left hash mark to the Duke City 18. McPherson wrestles him down. So the first down strike good for 22 and a Law first down.
Mike, you have Young to the right side. Sending him right down just streaking down the outside, pulls up. Johnson's on the other side running the same pattern, pulls up, pulls the defense over and spreads that safety out just a little bit. Bam, here comes McKinney right up the middle, wide open.
McPherson made that last tackle. I mentioned he's a type 1 diabetic. He played at DeMatha High School with his teammate Calvin McDowney, the starting center. 1st and 10 Law at the Duke City 18. Counter tray, it's a handoff to Dominique Carson. Ducks low right, off right guard, and he's tracked down from behind with an ankle-high tackle by Christopher Smalls, who walked on at New Mexico after spending a year at Oklahoma Panhandle State. His brother was actually a pitcher there. Then he walked on at New Mexico State. That's a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Dodge City with a 2-point lead. Dominique Carson tonight, 3 rushing touchdowns, 11 carries for 64. Ricardo Johnson and McKinney split left. Mo Young to the right, Bernard in the gun. Right hash moving right to left at the Gladiators 16. Early movement by McCray. They didn't see it. Zone option play. Bernard keeps running off right guard to the numbers 15. Cuts it back left to the 10. And Smalls makes back-to-back stops at the 10-yard line, gain of 6. It's 3rd and 2.
Interesting play right there, Mike, because it looked like that Dominique had the ball, then just basically turned around and that was just a nice job there. Was able to pull it out of Dominic. Man, that was a tough play. Was able to pull it out of Dominic's grasp, take the ball himself to the outside right there. Thought he saw something there, almost got that first down.
Didn't it look like McCray moved early? Because he was pulling. Now a 3rd and 2, right hash. Dodge moving right to left, a 34-32 with 5:45 to play in the 3rd at the Duke City 10. Bernard in the gun, motions McKinney out. Hands for Carson, goes left, wiggles back to the right, dives forward for a first down. Up the left hash mark to the 7, Eric Brown and Ray Berry. The 2 corners combined to sandwich Dominique Carson. That's a gain of 3 on 3rd and 2.
I'm liking this drive right here, Mike. What you're doing is that we're running the ball, running it well, get that first down and taking time off the board. Time of possession big in a ball game.
And Duke City is chasing points after misfiring on that 2-point conversion that would have tied it. 1st and goal Dodge, left hash moving right to left at the Duke City 7. Ricardo Johnson matched up with Berry outside the numbers right. It's a half diamond for Bernard on the pistol with Carson behind him. They motion McKinney out. Takes the snap, turns right, hands for Carson. Off right guard, and he surges in. Touchdown, Dominique Carson, his 4th of the night. This one from 7 yards out, and Dodge pads the lead here in the 3rd.
Great blocking again, Mike, and then Carson able to go through there, Mike, and it looks like he's got a couple guys that have got the angle on him. A couple of Gladiators come up there to make the tackle and dive out to him, just basically able to touch him. Can't even wrap him up. Nice play. Good drive right there.
4 rushing touchdowns tonight. That drive, 5 plays, 40 yards, took nearly 3.5 minutes off this 3rd quarter clock. And Dodge has an 8-point lead. Dominique Carson's 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Dodge 22 carries for 93 yards. Wood for the extra point. Lou Van Green will snap it. Bernard will hold. The placement is good, and Wood's kick end over end. And it spins through the uprights. 4:55 to play 3rd quarter. It's the Law 41, the Gladiators 32 on Z98. Talking to Sean Ponder 2 weeks ago, sitting in his office, he mentioned that Dominique Carson has yet to have that breakout game. He's got plenty of looks from CFL scouts right now. Coach Ponder's in talks with some of the guys at the Kansas City Chiefs, but he said in order to get to that next level, you know you have the ability, You got to have one of those breakout games. 4 rushing touchdowns tonight for Carson. His team up 41-32. Late in the third, line drive kick fielded at the 6-yard line by Davis. Up the middle to the 20, turns the corner right 25, and slammed into the wall by E.J. Johnson. Jared Wood also over there. And they'll mark him down at the 17-yard line of Dodge City. Another good return by Davis of 27 yards and good field position for Duke City to start with 4:46 to play in the third. Law 41, Gladiators 32 on Z98. 4:46 left third quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilasov. Dodge City with a 41-32 lead. It'll be Duke City ball at the Dodge 17. How we've gotten to this point. Dominique Carson tonight, 4 rushing touchdowns, 13 carries for 74. Bernard has tossed 2. And then on the other side, Brian Randall, 5 touchdown passes tonight. But Duke City has missed 2 extra points and a 2-point conversion. That's why they're chasing points, and Dodge City has a 9-point lead.
Mike, get into a ball game like this, it seems like that we've really gotten things straightened out since, I will put it, I guess about midway through the second quarter. It seems like that we were struggling a little bit offensively and defensively. Looks like things have really started to turn around well. Confidence in this team defensively and offensively, looking really well right now.
I'll give you the drive chart. The last couple of times that Duke City has had the ball, you go back and remember the game changed on that Cashman Thomas interception of the second quarter. So these are the last few drives for Duke City. Interception, turnover on downs, touchdown, and then a turnover on downs, and then a touchdown here in the third quarter. So if you're going to get into a track meet with a team like Dodge City who can score, as can Duke, but if you're not scoring on every possession, that could spell trouble. I know that sounds so, well, it's just common sense, but and against special teams, which has hurt Dodge City all season long, and it's come in to bite Duke City with 2 missed extra points and a missed 2-point conversion try. First down and 10, Duke City, right hash moving left to right at the Dodge 17. Randall in the gun, Brody on his left hip with twins left, single receiver right is Ringo. Dello Davis motions into a slot right. They'll hand it to Davis, coming back left on a jet sweep, jukes out Autry back to the right, inside the 10, and tripped up at the 6-yard line by Delaney Dobard. Beautiful piece of running by Dello Davis, and it gains 11 yards and a Gladiator first down.
E.J. Johnson's on Davis. Now Davis takes off, Mike, from the left going right behind the quarterback and the running back. As soon as it is hiked, he immediately cuts right back to the quarterback, able to get the ball. And that's where Johnson's trying to keep track of him as behind those offensive linemen. Then he cuts it upfield, missed the 2 tackles right there, but able to rally up there and make that tackle, though, but after a nice carry by Davis.
Davis, 188 all-purpose yards. First and goal, Duke City from the 6. Randall in the pistol. Takes a chest-high snap, back to throw. Slings it right on a slant, caught by Davis in the end zone. Touchdown, Duke City. Ducked inside the shoulder pad of Dwayne Autry, the linebacker. That's a 6-yard scoring strike, and Duke City back to within 3.
Mike, I just call those a slants. That's all he did was go down about 3 to 5 yards, and bam, makes that little cut, goes right over the middle. Just a nice pass right there by Randall.
2 plays, covers 17 yards after the 27-yard kickoff return by Davis, and with 3:44 to go in the third quarter, Duke City can once again make this a 2-point game. Barber on for the extra point. Januzer will hold it. Duke City had a 20-14 lead in the second quarter as the extra point by Barber squeaks in that right upright. And then Dodge scored 13 in a row after a Cashman Thomas interception. 41-39 Dodge with a 2-point lead after the good PAT by Barber. 3:44 remaining third quarter on Z98. Third touchdown catch of the night for Dello Davis. 13th of the year. Came in 5th in all-purpose yards, 5th in scoring, 5th in receiving touchdowns. Has 193 all-purpose yards tonight. Dodge City's lead now 2, 41-39. Barber's end-over-end kick spins, bounces off the back wall. On the near side of the end zone, picked up by Cashman Thomas. Runs to the 5, to the near side numbers 10, and then backs his way to the 11-yard line. Was hit first by Reeves, and then tackled by Allen Daniels after a 19-yard return.
Mike got some celebrities that are in the crowd here. I actually just happened to see him, went over and talked to him earlier in this ball game. Larry, the bus driver. Mr. Larry is in the house here, does a great job. Got to drive these guys on these long road trips. And he's got the better half with him too, his beautiful wife, Carlolata. Very, very cool. I don't know how he was able, in fact, I see Ricky over there is right now actually got standing up right now, introduced him also. How did Larry get such a beautiful lady? I have no idea. I mean,
but I guess you could say the same thing about us, right?
Well, you know why I got mine. I mean, obviously that, she just felt sorry for me. And
First down Dodge from their own 12. Little screen over the middle. And it's caught by Dominique Carson, who bounces to the near side left. And an ankle tackle made inside the numbers by Ray Berry at the 14. That's a gain of 2. It's second down and 8.
My wife, Mike, basically went to the, if you want to call it the dog hound, all of us dogs were. Apparently saw me. No one would adopt me, take me in. She felt sorry for me, and it's been history since.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Second down and 8. Dodge City up 41-39 with 2:40 to go in the third. Moving right to left at their own 14. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, hands for Carson, running off left guard. And he's tripped up by Kevin Reeves from behind, just inside the numbers at the 18-yard line. Gain of 4, it's 3rd and 4.
Wow, so close to letting that one go right there. Mike, he makes a nice little cut there, start following the blocking up there, and he just needed one more block to kind of get to the outside, then it's on.
Carson coming up on 100 yards rushing, 14 for 78, 4 touchdowns, 3rd and 4 Dodge. Left hash moving right to left at their own. Now they move it to the 19th, so now it's 3rd and 3. With 2 minutes to play in the third, up 41-39. Bernard in the gun. Carson in a slot left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Bernard takes a knee-high snap, pumps right, fires over the middle, and coming back to make the catch was Daniel McKinney. Nobody touched him. They blow it dead. McKinney can't believe it. His knee touched down at the Duke City 22-yard line, but he should have been able to keep on running. That gains 9 and a Dodge City first down on 3rd and 3.
Mike, the great TV work that you see here is done by Media Services with their multi-camera replay. Mike and Gwen Nelson, fantastic job. Tommy Timmons, Dennis Scheck, Cromanga, Scott, Mike Rosner, Ty Wallace do a fantastic job here at United Wireless.
1st and 10 Law from the Duke City 22. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, throws one left. Carson turned around, the ball was there, but reaching over with the left arm over the right shoulder pad of Carson was McPherson to knock it away incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Now, if I'm Mo Young, I'm going back there and say, hey, Bernard, look short and look at me right down the sideline because I am wide open. All you have to do is throw a strike, and it's there, baby. And then, of course, the quarterback's going, hey, quit thinking of yourself. You're open all the time, just like I used to, Mike, at every play when I did get to play.
Bernard 11 of 16, 5 of 6 here in the second half.
In all those JV games I got to play in.
Miller, go get the tee. 2nd and 10 Law, right hash at the Duke City 22. It's a zone option play, and Bernard keeps it.
Actually, Carson
has it.
Carson had more of that, Mike. I don't know who you're going to give the rushing yardage to, but Carson actually had 3/4 of the football.
Bernard put it in the belly of Carson and then never really pulled it back, so both of them ran it to the 16 of the yards will go to Carson. Gain of 6. I don't think I've ever seen that before, and now it's 3rd and 4. Tackle made by Chris Smalls.
Great crowd again, Mike. We talked about this earlier, though, but nice crowd showed up here.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter, so Dodge will take a 2-point lead into the fourth. 3 quarters complete from United Wireless Arena. At the end of 3, Dodge 41, Duke City 39 on Z98. 3 quarters complete from United Wireless Arena in Dodge City alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. 41-39 Dodge, 3rd and 4 Law. They have it from the 16-yard line to begin this fourth quarter. They are moving from left to right. Dominique Carson is doing a little shimmy shake dance to the right of Bernard, and then he starts dancing. 2 receivers left, Mo Young to the near side right, matched up with Ray Berry.
Are you going to start calling that the Curry?
Got to come up with some kind of a name.
The Curry Shake?
Bernard takes the snap, quarterback draw, gets a block from Carson, but filling the hole nicely was Ray Berry. Right hash mark tackle made at the 14, gains 2, so the all-important 4th down, 4th and 2, you bring out Jared Wood.
I'm running the ball, run or pass right here also, Mike. Like I said, I think our defense is starting to play pretty well right now that they're not afraid to go. Problem is, like I said, it's a 4th and short, call it 2 to 3 yards, get it in there. I'm not afraid at all. Let's go for it.
Ray Berry played 2 years, was a 2-year starter at Mississippi Valley State, made that last tackle. 4th and 2 Law, right hash, moving left to right in the 4th, up 41-39 at the Duke City 14. McCray, an eligible tight end right, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Bernard in the gun, flanked by Carson to his right. Takes the snap, hands for Carson, starts left, back right, runs into a man, that's Chris Smalls, and I don't think he got the first down.
No, Mike.
Smalls wraps him up chest high, no gain, maybe squeezed out a half a yard, and Duke City will get the ball back.
Mike, that's a great play by Serta. Serta comes right up the middle and basically takes Carson out of the lane that he wanted to go. He had to switch back. Right there's the defensive end, also the nose tackle to take Carson down. That was just a nice defensive play.
13:57 to play 4th quarter. Dodge 41, Duke City 39, and the Gladiators will start 1st and 10 inside their own 15-yard line. And Smalls tonight, especially here in the second half, has been big. 6 tackles, a sack, and a couple of stops for loss.
Serta had to be quick on his decision, Mike, because he starts taking off over to one side, starts going over to the left side. Serta's got to say, okay, I'm going up this hole right here. If he's not there, then it's a big mistake. The thing is, though, that he was able to block that hole off, able to get Carson to come to a complete stop, and then turn and have to go back right to another hole.
Duke City down 41-39. They have the ball with 13:57 to go in the 4th, moving right to left on the left hash. Randall in the gun with trips right. Motion Brock Ringo back to the left. Randall takes the shotgun snap, wants the bomb, down the left sideline, jump ball, it's incomplete at the Dodge 10, looking for Ringo. Dobart and Cashman Thomas with the blanket coverage at 2nd and 10.
Wow, they were going to go for it all there, Mike. It's just basically, we call them quickly out with a pump, but the thing is, well, Mike, you go downfield, come to a stop, get the quarterback to pump, because you're hoping the defensive back is looking into the backfield. He does that, he steps forward, thinking he's got an INT, while your receiver just heads right on down the field, able to lob it up there for a touchdown. But we had great coverage on that. We didn't bite on that at all. Nice job.
Randall just 3 of 7 throwing the ball in the second half. 2nd and 10, Duke City. Left hash moving right to left at their own 13. 2 receivers, right, 1 left, down 41-39. Randall takes a belt tie snap. Quick out to the right, caught by Dello Davis, but the play was blown dead. It's so loud in here, you couldn't hear it. Flag lying at the 14, might be a procedure penalty against Duke City.
Mike, very impressive in the NBA. We were just talking about Curry the other day, though, but hitting 73-9. Back in 95 when the Bulls went off for 72-10, Mike, I was saying, I mean, there's nobody going to touch that record. And then bang, here you go. You got the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to say this, maybe played with guys that are not familiar names throughout the country.
Oh, they play with superstars. I mean, they're not familiar, you're right.
Right, but you say Rodman, Pittman, Jordan, you know who we're talking about when you talk about those 3. Steve Curry and that's just it. A lot of people really don't know. But man, what a great season.
2nd and 15 after the procedure penalty. Duke City at their own 8. Randall stands in, under pressure, breaks a tackle, eludes a sack, runs left to the 11-yard line. Marquise George tracks him down from behind. They'll mark his knee down at the 10. It gains 2, and now it's 3rd and 13.
And Mike, some of this right now may be because of Randall right now. That defense has been putting some pressure on Randall. He didn't let that play clear as he had to step out of the pocket to let that play clear and get downfield, go for that bomb right there. But that time he could feel that clock running out. He could feel the people around him. He had to take off.
Marquise George tonight with 5 tackles. 3rd and 13, Duke City, left hash, moving right to left at their own 10. Dodge with a 41-39 lead. Gladiators 3 for 8 on 3rd down tonight. Randall in the gun with 3 receivers right, flanked by Landrick Brody. 2 in high motion, right foot in front of his left, takes a helmet high snap, quick drop, fires left, and it's caught by Dello Davis. Puts the ball between his legs as he beat Autry and Cashman Thomas to the 21. That's a gain of 11. It's not a first down. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Boy, when you need some money, you're going to go to Dello Davis. Because apparently he's carrying a lot with him because he's been able to make that catch all game long.
4th and 2 at the 21. Davis tonight, 6 catches for 83 and 3 touchdowns. They're on their feet. Randall in the gun on 4th and 2. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ball skips back to Randall. Was a timeout called before the snap? I didn't see a flag thrown. Play clock was down to 6. Dodge City, I believe, just called a timeout with 11:12 to go in the 4th quarter. Remember last week, the 2 timeouts Ponder used on the same play in the 3rd quarter came back to bite the law in the end. They used their first here with 11:12 to go in the 4th. And Dodge City clinging to a 41-39 lead. The numbers in this game, Bernard, 2 touchdown passes, but Carson 4 rushing touchdowns. Big pick by Cashman Thomas, with Dodge City down 20-14 in the 2nd quarter. They score 13 unanswered to take the lead. They have not trailed since. Meantime, Duke City has missed 2 extra points and a 2-point conversion. Randall has thrown 6 touchdown passes and has 1 interception. It'll be 4th and 2, Duke City. Following the timeout, at their own 21-yard line. Randall was 3 for 7 throwing the ball before that last catch made by Dello Davis, his 6th of the night. Davis last week, a season-high 7 catches for 147 and 2 touchdowns. That's the 2nd highest individual performance this season in the CIF. They get to their feet on 4th and 2, 41-39, Dodge City by 2. Duke City 1 for 5 on 4th down. They are 3 for 13 on the year converting on this down.
But also offensive line need to stay home here. You understand the quarterback at the start of the ball game going through that cadence was getting us to jump.
Play clock has not started. Duke City in the huddle.
We can keep a lot of noise here, Mike. It's going to help us out.
Warren Dent, a tight end left. 2 receivers right on 4th and 2. Duke City from their own 21. 41-39 Dodge. Randall in the gun, takes a helmet-high snap, looks left, back right, lobs over the middle, and it's intercepted. Gobart at the numbers 25-20. And he spins his way down to the Duke City 18-yard line. Brock Ringo makes the tackle. It was intended for Dello Davis. It was deflected and intercepted. Gobart's 2nd of the year, and Dodge City has it back.
Wow, interesting play call right there by the Gladiators as they come across, Mike. This kind of surprised me just a little bit, because they came down here and actually cleared everything out and then tried to get Dello over the middle. Just, I would call almost a drag route, but the thing is, we had that so well defended. We had 3 guys in the area right there, and I think that he might have shorthanded just a little bit. Understand it was out in front of him, shorthand just a little bit, because we had guys there that could have blown him up. The ball gets tipped up in the air, able to take it right there. A little surprise on the play call when you just need 2 to 3 yards.
That interception return good for 14 yards, and Gobard interceptions in back-to-back games. 11:04 to play, 4th quarter. Dodge City has it back, moving left to right. On the right hash at the Duke City 18, up 41-39. Duke City's 2nd turnover. And for Brian Randall, 7 interceptions, 2 here tonight. 3 receivers left, Benson, McKinney, and Ricardo Johnson. Bernard in the shotgun. Off his left hip is Carson. Takes a knee-high snap, toss sweep to the left. Carson slips as he tries to turn the corner and then is touched up by Reeves. That's a loss of 2. And that is the 3rd tackle for loss tonight by this Duke City defense. It's 2nd and 12.
That's a great play, Mike. But like you said, you set your game up, and there's tendencies that you have, that you go to, a percentage that you're going to do this or a percentage you're going to do that. They're guessing, okay, well, they've got the 2-point lead in our territory. More than likely going to run the ball. How they've been running? Well, they've been running to the left. As they're set up to the right, then run to the left, let's sweep left, able to knock it out.
2nd and 12, Law, left hash at the Duke City 20, up 41-39 with 10 to play. Bernard in the gun, takes the snap, pumps left, all kinds of time, takes off right, cuts back left, breaks a tackle of Serta. And between the hash marks, Smalls tracks him down from behind at the Duke City 17. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 9.
Interesting, Mike. Are we in 2-down territory? You sit there and talking about this last time that we were in this vicinity right here. Is that, you know, we didn't bring Jared Wood in for the kick to put us up by 5.
Interesting thought for Sean Ponder if it reaches a 4th down, but it's 3rd and 9 here. Law at the 17 of Duke City. Dodge City is 6 of 11 tonight on 3rd down. And Brandon Benson goes to the near side right. Benson 2 catches for 17 and a touchdown. 3 receivers in all right. Bernard in the shotgun. Sends Carson in high motion, looks that way as he takes the snap, throws a slant, and it's caught by McKinney. Dug it out from the turf, and he walks in. Touchdown, Dodge City. The ball was low, scooped up by McKinney, made the catch, shoestring, and then turned it in for a touchdown, 17 yards.
Mike, you and I had a great view of it. And when he threw that ball, I thought McPherson intercepts that ball, but it was low and outside. And he had 2 guys around that ball. And really, I mean, a matter of inches and great concentration by McKinney. Followed the ball all the way with his eyes into his mitts, able to catch it right there. But, man, I tell you what, when he threw that ball, I saw the break by Emmanuel McPherson. I thought that is INT.
Well, he squeezed that between 2 defenders, 3 plays, 18 yards, and a minute 51. Not a great snap, but a good job by Bernard to spin the laces back out. And Jared Wood drills the extra point. 9:13 to play fourth quarter. Dodge City back up by 9, 48-39 over Duke City on Z98. .9:13 left fourth quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, 48-39. Dodge City with a 9-point lead. Let's go back to that last play as Derek Bernard firing his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. And for McKinney, it's his 2nd of the game. But again, as you mentioned, it looked like McPherson would have came away with the pick. In fact, there were 2 defenders near the ball. He was looking Carson's way, but then he looked off, came back left, and he found McKinney, who made a heck of a grab.
Mike, he throws it low and inside. That's probably going to get batted or intercepted. He goes low and outside. Turned out to be a well-thrown ball.
Dello Davis back deep. Bouncing ball fielded at the 20-yard line by McPherson. Runs to his left into plus territory down the near side, numbers 20. And then hit, falls forward near the 15-yard line. Corey stamps around the ball along with Delaney Dobard. And they're going to mark it at the 15-yard line. And again, it's been the story for the last few weeks. Good starting field position for the opposition. A 15-yard return by McPherson.
Well, Mike, I mean, it's just, you know what he's trying to do, but we're just not getting that good bounce that you're able to get that ball up in the air and move on over that 3rd line, or that 2nd line, excuse me. Goes over the initial 1st line, 2nd line of defense. Cannot get it over that.
Wayne Autry in on that last stop as well. So a Dodge up 48-39 with 9:03 to go. It'll be first down, Duke City, moving right to left on the left hash at the Dodge City 15-yard line. Randall tonight has been picked off twice. Both those turnovers have been turned into points. The Cashman Thomas interception led to a touchdown in the 2nd quarter, part of that 13-0 run, so to speak, that got Dodge City back in the lead. And then this last one by Dobard on a 4th and 2 leads to a touchdown pass from Bernard to McKinney on a 3rd down and 9. Duke City is only 13 months old, kind of a crazy story. The New Mexico Stars were going to play in the CIF last year. They folded basically about 2 weeks before the start of the season. And out of that spawned a new franchise. Terrence Mathis, former NFL receiver, was part of that initial ownership group. 1st and 10, Duke City at the Dodge 15. 3 receivers right. Randall takes the shotgun snap, retreating backwards at midfield. Rolls right, lob, back left corner, the end zone, incomplete. Compton trying to one-hand it with the left paw, and he slams into the wall. Back in coverage was Johnson and Courtney Sanders, along with Corey Stamps. He gets up, tries to shake it off at 2nd and 10.
Nice job there, because Mike, defensive backs did a great job. We had that smothered. He feels the pressure has to roll out of there, Randall does, but a smart play that time by Compton. Realizes quarterback's in trouble. Let's get off our route that started heading downfield. Heads downfield, but we also had it covered right there, but run right into that wall. And I tell you, Compton, big dude, 6'4", 230, hit that wall hard.
2nd and 10, Duke City, down 48-39 with 8 to play in the 4th. Left hash moving right to left at the Dodge 15. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Brody off the right hip of Randall in the gun. Takes the shotgun snap, 3-man rush. Throws one left and it's incomplete. Looking for Dello Davis outside the numbers. And again, that one off his left hand, but it was thrown to the outside shoulder pad. Courtney Sanders had the coverage. It's 3rd and 10, Duke City. Yellow Davis has been all over the field tonight for Dominique Bramante. 205 all-purpose yards, 6 catches for 83 and 3 scores, 2 carries for 11. Davis came into tonight 5th in all-purpose yards, and now it's 3rd and 10, Duke City at the Dodge 15, trailing 48-39. Ball on the left hash, they're moving right to left. Gladiators just 3 of 9 on 3rd down tonight, and 10 of 27 on the year, 33%. Daniels left with 2 receivers right. Randall in the gun, takes a helmet-high snap, 3-step drop, slings one left, and it's dropped. On the chest of Dello Davis at the 9, bear hugging him was Courtney Sanders, and now it's 4th down and 10.
Boy, got up against the wall there, really couldn't go anywhere else, but Mike, sometimes you go that well too often, and we've got that play covered very well. No pun intended, but the thing is, though, that you can see right off the bat that Randall is looking right at Davis the whole play long, just pulls the defense over there, able to knock it away.
4 straight incompletions, which includes an interception for Brian Randall, who tonight is 12 of 28. 4th and 10, Gladiators, left hash moving right to left. At the Dodge City 15-yard line, 6:20 to go in the 4th, 48-39 Dodge City. Randall in the gun with twins right, single receiver left. The Duke City has to burn a timeout. It's their first in this second half, down by 9.
Interesting down here on defense, too. Do we commit Autry to put pressure on the quarterback on a 4th and long? Or we drop him back now, Mike? Understand that where we're at right now kind of tightens up the field a little bit. You drop him back in that as that 5th man right there, kind of takes up a space, cover in the middle, and try to go across the middle, then he just follows the quarterback.
Duke City, as I mentioned earlier, I'll say it again, that they've given up the 2nd fewest sacks in the league. And tonight, Randall's been clean. However, without getting pressure on the quarterback, as you've pointed out several times, that the defensive backs have made life miserable for Randall here in the second half. Randall is just 4 of 12 throwing the ball since the intermission. 6:14 to go in the 4th, 48-39 Dodge City. Dominique Carson with 4 rushing touchdowns. McKinney with 2 touchdown receptions. Bernard 12 of 17 for 132 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks, Ross, a week after the Ford reception debacle.
Mike, going back to Duke City and the ownership and what they've had to do. Any ownership throughout this league of the 12 teams is a tough business. It's an investment that you put into. You got to work it very well. But I tell you what, hats off to the Duke City investors down there in the ownership, because they came in late last year and able to build this team. And like I said, struggled last year, but now you can see what they're able to do when they put their heads together. Got a good product out here.
4th and 10 for the Dodge City 15. Snap, bounces back to Randall. Loose on the ground. It's picked up by Autry. The play was blown dead before the start of it. It's going to be a false start against Duke City, and that's a bailout. That snap never went airborne.
Wow.
Ever did a penalty cause angst for Dodge City, and more so saving the day, at least momentarily, for Duke City.
Yeah, I was going to say Duke City's very happy to have this penalty.
So now it's 4th and 15. Duke City, left hash at the Dodge 20, moving right to left, down 48-39 with 6:12 to go.
Did Duke City show their hand on that play? Do they have to go to something else right now to get them a big play, a long play on 4th down?
Randall, 4 of 12 throwing the ball in the second half. They're on their feet. Cedric Johnson, 2 touchdown receptions, goes right with Davis. Brock Ringo to the near side left. Randall, 2-and-I motion, barks the count, takes the snap out of the gun, lobs one down the middle, and it's incomplete. Cedric Johnson had not come out of his break at the goal line, and as he turned, the ball sailed over the right shoulder pad, and Duke City short circuits at the Dodge City 20.
Well, Dobard was down here coming across here on the end zone, Mike. Johnson takes that break and runs right into Dobard. Now, Dobard is not holding, not doing anything at all. He didn't go run into him. It was Johnson ran into him, and Johnson couldn't clear his pattern.
Dodge City can milk the clock with 5:46 to go, 48-39. Now, I've mentioned Duke City, each of the last 2 weeks, has come from behind to win the game. Last week against San Angelo, they trailed by 1 with 6 minutes to play, a 7-play, 41-yard drive. Randall capped it off with a touchdown pass to Cedric Johnson. The week prior to that against Amarillo, they were down by 10 with 3:53 to go. and they came back, took the lead. Controversial call on a possible interference in the end zone on a Nate Davis pass. 2 plays later, Davis was picked off a pick 6, and Duke City beat Amarillo. 1st and 10, Law. Right hash moving left to right at their own 20. Bernard in the gun, quarterback draw, gets a block from Carson, springs him free left. Across the 20, and he takes a helmet to shoulder pad shot from Kevin Reeves at the Duke City 22-yard line. So a first down carry for Bernard of 8 yards at 2nd and 2.
NFL schedule came out, Mike. I'm a guy that can't wait to see what the schedule's going to hold, even though I'm not going to go to any ball game. But how about Denver and Carolina starting off? And I think a very good one for this area right here is the night of the 25th, Christmas night. Denver goes to Kansas City with Denver's quarterback, who could be?
Mark Sanchez.
Well, why not Manning could come out of retirement and play for Denver? Because I'm going to say this, I think Manning would be better than Sanchez.
2nd and 2, Law at the Duke City 22. Quarterback draw again. It's Bernard up the middle, breaking tackles, lost the football. It's out, still loose, towards the sideline, and Carson's got it.
Wow.
Dominique Carson saving the day. There were 3 white shirts again that couldn't corral it. Carson picks it up at the 19. At the end of everything, they gain a first down. It's a gain of 3.
Wow, Mike, I tell you what, just a play right there that everybody and their dog had a hold of right there. And like I said, they're going for the ball, so that's where Bernard's got to wrap it up with 2 hands right there. And then when they're able to reach out there and grab it, like I said, they're going to strip it, and that's all they're going to do right there. And you can see what he just ripped in there after the football and ripped it. How many guys touched that football? Finally, Dominic Carson able to wrap it up. Big play there.
2nd fumble tonight for Dodge. That's the first fumble this year that results in a first down with 4 minutes to go. Law 48, Gladiators 39. 3 receivers come to the right.
Got to be thinking Dominic.
Bernard in the gun with Carson off his left hip. Balanced stance, takes a waist-high snap. Zone option play left. Bernard keeps. Tries to wiggle through a double team on that left side of Ulala and McPherson. They combine on the stop. No gain, and it's 2nd down and 10.
And good.
Timeout with 3:39 to go in this 4th quarter. And Dodge City with a 48-39 lead.
That's a good timeout right there, Mike.
Duke City has 1 remaining. .339 to go. Duke City will try and get the football back, but they need 2 scores. Now, again, they only have 1 timeout. No, excuse me. Dodge City took that last timeout, so Duke City still has 2. Dodge has 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And a 20-14 game in the 2nd quarter. This game swung on Cashman Thomas's interception. Duke City was looking to take a 2-touchdown lead. Thomas intercepted it. 2 plays later, Carson ran it in. Next possession, Duke City goes 4 plays and out. Dodge City scores on the very next play. Carson won 4 rushing touchdowns. Dodge has not trailed since. Duke City, meantime, has missed a couple of extra points and a 2-point conversion. They had a chance to tie this game in the 3rd quarter. Now a 2nd and 10 Law. Left hash moving left to right at the Duke City 19. Bernard in the shotgun. Johnson left with 2 receivers right. Takes the snaps, going to throw. Stands in under pressure. The ball comes out again, and Duke City looks like they've got it. Bernard is stripped by Fatu Ulale, and the Gladiators recover it across their own 20-yard line. It's picked up by Montez Robinson.
I'm very surprised that we're passing there, Mike. Very surprised. Like I said, 2nd down and 10, I understand that. Thing is, though, that you got 3:31 sitting on the clock. Interesting.
Duke City has 2 timeouts. They trail by 2 scores, 48-39. With 3:31 to go, they at least have a pulse. And Ulale makes the play. Ulale's 2nd forced fumble this year. Duke City's defense leads the league in forced fumbles. They have it from their own 22. Randall in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right, 9-point Dodge lead. High snap, Randall fires over the middle, and it's caught by Cedric Johnson, and he's twisted down right hash mark by Corey Stamps at the Dodge City 20-yard line. That's a gain of 8, and it's 2nd down and 2.
Gonna have to stop the clock, got an injury here.
And that was Wandle Rutledge, the right guard, who was slow to get up. Clock stops with 3:09. Dodge up 48-39. A 2nd and 2 for Duke City at the Dodge 20.
So you take him out of the ball game and you bring in Warren Dent, 6'6", 350 pounds, Mike, North Carolina man.
They've got some beef on that offensive line, 6'4", 338. Now that's the starters. And as you mentioned, you add Dent, well that median goes up. 2nd and 2, right hash, Duke City at the Dodge 20 with 3 minutes to play. Clock rolling, Dodge up 48-39. Randall in the shotgun. Ringo goes right. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Right foot in front of his left, helmet high snap. Randall retreats, lobs a fade, left sideline for Davis, bobbles it and drops it at the 4-yard line. E.J. Johnson had the coverage, and interestingly enough, and more ironic than anything else, is a fan got his hand on the ball, exactly what happened 2 weeks ago in the Duke City Amarillo game. It's 3rd and 2.
Mike, I was going to say that's a great defensive play right there by a fan sitting in, and he did get a hold of it, Mike, and that's the deal. That's one thing I don't know. Like I said, if you go over the wall as a fan, then that's interference. But if the ball's over to you on that side, I understand it's all good.
3rd and 2, Gladiators from the Dodge 20. Randall takes the shotgun snap, backs up, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Some airmail looking for Delaney Dobard. And the pressure from Marquise George. And again, now it's 4th down and 2, and Randall continues to struggle.
Johnson ran the route, came down here, comes up against Dobard. Dobard, actually, I think that Johnson turned around. Dobard got away with just a bit of a hold of the jersey. Thing is, though, the ball wasn't thrown toward him. It's thrown toward the back of the end zone. That's just us putting pressure on the quarterback.
1:40 to go in the 4th. We have a timeout, official timeout with 1:40 remaining. Duke City has 2 of them. 48-39, Dodge City with a 9-point lead, but Duke City going to face a 4th down and 2 coming up here. We have an injury timeout. There's an injured Law player.
And it's George on the field, and I hope everything's all right with George. I mean, he just
looks exhausted.
Yes.
Marquise tonight has been the main man on defense. 5 tackles. He and Autry have combined for 14 of the 26 combined stops tonight by this defense. And now a 4th and 2 for Duke City, and they've been miserable tonight on 4th down.
Good to see George off the field and running, Mike. That worried me just a little bit, him sitting there like that.
Duke City has misfired on 6 of their 7 4th down attempts. They have a 4th and 2 here. Ball on the left hash. Gladiators moving right to left. Law 48. Duke City 39. 1:40 to play in the 4th. 2 timeouts for Duke City. Law has 1. Jamar Sear came in momentarily on defense, and now he trots off. Going to the far side right is Dexter Manley. Dello Davis and Cedric Johnson left, and a slot right is Ringo. 4th and 2, Duke City, left hash at the Dodge 20. Randall in the gun. Autry showing blitz, here he comes. 4-man rush, zone option play. Randall keeps down the left sideline, tucks it away, spins to the end zone. They're gonna mark him out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Now they put it at the 4, so Randall runs for 16 on 4th and 2, just the second 4th down conversion of the night. Clock stops with 1:09.
Man, nice play.
Duke City just used their 2nd timeout, so if they score, they're gonna have to go for an onside kick, which incidentally, 2 weeks ago when they came from 10 down against Amarillo, Duke City recovered an onside kick in the final minutes.
I like the call right there, Mike. Like I said, you're looking maybe for something that's going to be a pass play to the outside, then bring someone right across the middle. He just looks and then takes off, runs down there, really made a nice little play right there.
That 16-yard run by Duke City is their longest running play of the night. They came in throwing the ball almost 80% of the time. They have 14 carries tonight. Last week, they only had 4 rushing attempts. In that 39-33 win, come from behind over San Angelo. And when you don't have a running game, most of the time, Ross, you say, well, one-dimensional you can key in. And tonight, Dodge City has done just that.
And defensively, Mike, I tell you what, we're a red zone team also down here. You got to be in the top 5 of the league in red zone defense. Need to stand right here.
Dodge City coming in had the 2nd most red zone turnovers behind Duke City. They had 4, Duke City has 5. 1st and goal from the 4, so Duke City needs to score. They have 1 timeout, they're down 9, and then they would have to recover the onside kick, which they did, and that win had come from behind victory 2 weeks ago over Amarillo. Ball on the left hash, they're moving right to left. Johnson comes to the near side left, matched up with Thomas. Randall in the gun, 4 in all, 2x2. Randall takes a waist high snap, quarterback draw, squeezes through a hole, and he's taken down by Autry. Inside the numbers right at the 1. That's a gain of 3, and that'll take us to the 1-minute warning.
Nice play by Autry to get to the quarterback and then wrap up his legs so he can't get there.
It'll be 2nd and goal when we come back. 48-39 Dodge City with a minute to play. 2nd and goal, Duke City at the 1 on Z98. 1 minute to play, 4th quarter, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Dodge up 48-39, 2nd and goal, right hash at the 1. Duke City moving right to left. Autry, who was in on that last stop, has 10 tackles, a team high. It's the 3rd straight game for Autry, who was the 2013 CPIFL Rookie of the Year, and he's had double-digit tackles. Rutledge, an eligible tight end right. Randall in the gun. 3 receivers, 2 bunch to the left. Randall right foot in front of his left, takes a waist-high snap, looks left with a flag down, throws, and it's incomplete. Looking for Daniels. This might be a procedure penalty on Duke City.
And Mike, this is going to be interesting because I hope it's not a legal defense. This had to be a procedure. Looked like they moved a little bit early before the ball was snapped.
Referees will talk about it.
Mike, how about this? I tell you what, you know, Sioux City started off 0-2. They have won 5 in a row right now. They've got to be the hot team in the north with Wichita getting beat. But then what a game that's going on down in Amarillo. Still in the 4th quarter, the Liberty Salina, 58. The Venom of Amarillo, 64. High-scoring affair down there.
Illegal defense called.
Okay. Well, when that cat throws it right there, Mike, it's got to be illegal defense. But the thing is, though, that I thought I saw procedure going on down there. Maybe I missed it.
2nd and goal from the 1. Clock stopped at 57. Last week, there was a train wreck with the clock management from the official scorekeeper because an offensive penalty was committed in the final 90 seconds by Salina, and the clock continued to run. And instead of being 3rd down on the other side of the minute warning, it was 2nd down, and Salina ran out the clock. 2nd and goal from inside the 1 here for Duke City.
Wichita goes to Omaha and gets beat by the Beef by 3. Wow.
48-39 Dodge City with 57 seconds to go, and a 2nd and goal from inside the 1 for Duke City. Ball on the right hash. Gladiators are moving from right to left. To the far side right is Dexter Manley matched up with Thomas. Dello Davis in a slot to the near side left. Davis with 205 all-purpose yards tonight, 6 catches for 83 and 3 touchdowns. Randall in the pistol with Brody behind him. The snap goes through his hands. Back at the 15, still loose. Does Dodge City have it? Did Randall come out of the pile? He did. The ball bounced right back to him with 48 seconds to go. And now Duke City's gonna have to burn a timeout.
Mike, great play by Randall. Randall's a quarterback. You talk about being a veteran quarterback, been on 12 different teams. He could have given up on the ball, Mike. He had 2 big defensive linemen that are bearing down right on him, but this guy's a gamer, man. I tell you what. And then able to go there and wrap up the ball and hold on to it with the big boys around him. Nice play by Randall.
That play loses 16, so now it's 3rd and goal from the 17. Duke City is now out of timeouts. So Duke City without a timeout, they cannot stop the clock with 48 seconds to go. But all they need is a touchdown. I say all they need to score, and then they need the onside kick. And I've mentioned this, that in the game 2 weeks ago against Amarillo, in the 4th quarter, they were down by 10. Duke City recovered an onside kick. Randall had hit Dello Davis from 31 yards out to take the lead. They're down 9 here, 3rd and goal from the Dodge City 17. 3 receivers left, Randall in the gun, takes the snap, 3-step drop, throws one left, caught by Davis outside the numbers at the 10, and a great open field tackle by Stamps at the 10-yard line, and the clock will continue to run, a gain of 7, and it's 4th and goal.
Nice job there by Stamps, because you're on that island that we talked about, and you knew that Davis, once he's going to catch it, he's going to go to the inside because he can't go to the outside because there's the wall. Nice open field tackle by Stamps.
30 seconds to go, 4th and goal from the 10. Trips right, Randall looks left. Back of the end zone, incomplete. Cedric Johnson looked like Dobart got away with a tug of the left shoulder pad. They didn't see it. And Duke City turns it over again on 4th down from the Dodge City 10. Law take over, they can run out the clock.
Well, Mike, this is a good win for the Dodge City Law, but listen, Duke City has shown me a lot. Team is for real. This is a good team, and they get to come back here later on in the season.
18 seconds to play. And Dodge, with no timeouts for Duke City, can just run a dive or take a knee. And the Law will improve to 5-2. They'll be a half game behind Texas in the CIF South. And those two teams will meet again coming up. You and I make the trip to Dallas on May the 7th. Dodge City had to have a win tonight because make some changes. You release your linebacker. You're bringing your second center in the last 2 weeks. And you got to say that Christian Tasaga played very, very well at the center position. No bad snaps.
So, Mike, let me get this straight. What if, like I said, that we have a guy jump off right here, offside. They call the penalty, and then they start the clock. Is that correct?
That's what they did last week in Salina.
Okay.
18 seconds to play. Bernard will take the snap. They only have to take one snap, gain forward yardage to keep the clock. Bernard runs to his left, and he's slammed down by Jason Serta. And that'll run out the clock. That is a gain of 4 to the 14-yard line. And Dodge City makes it 2-0 against Duke City, the 13-month-old franchise from Albuquerque. And the Law wins it 48-39. Dominique Carson having that breakout game that Sean Ponder was telling his back that he needed to have. 17 carries, 84 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 119 all-purpose yards.
So, Mike, it tells you how important having a running game in this league. We're first coming in here, thought, oh, this is going to be pass. Thing is, though, that Dodge City has shown that having a running game can take some precious time away, but also moving the ball down the field. And when you've got a good offensive line, and you got a guy by the name of Dominic Carson sitting back there also, it sure helps a lot. Great win for Dodge City going into another week off.
Duke City in the second half 3 times turned it over on downs and also had an interception. And that was the story. Not keeping up score for score with Dodge City, and the Law wins this one by 9. Your post-game show is next on Z98.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, here's your chance to pay it forward. Tonight, we're going to feature these specialty limited edition black and pink jerseys. They're worn by your Dodge City Law all night in this victory, up to this victory.
Back in your post-game show from United Wireless Arena alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Dodge City defeating Duke City 48-39 as we bring in head coach Sean Ponder. Last week, and I asked you this during the pregame, but you and I talked about this at length during the week, and that is, what's your message to your quarterback after you throw 4 interceptions? Well, there's a lot of perceptions that, well, maybe you should bench him. Maybe you should release him. Well, the guy was Offensive Player of the Week 3 times, comes back tonight, plays a clean game.
Yeah, you got to remember, he's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes, and obviously last week was frustrating for him, for me, and for everybody, and I think he kind of took that on. We had some things that we really, really liked versus coverages. He stayed in the scheme. Missed a few things here and there, but all in all, played a very good game and allowed us to be successful against a very good football team.
Dominique Carson, more than 100 all-purpose yards, 4 rushing touchdowns tonight. How important was it to get the ball in number 21's hands?
Oh, it's always important when you got a game on the line. I mean, he's the guy that we look to when we need to make plays. Obviously, on that 4th down, we missed a block, or we could have put the game away there. And then, obviously, the fumble and all that dumb stuff at the end. But that's just part of football, and that's 2 good football teams playing against each other. But Dominique Carson is a huge factor in any game.
What was the biggest challenge with Duke City tonight? What from watching video on the sideline and everything else, what's the biggest challenge that they pose for you?
Well, they're just so gifted, and they've got some great receivers that just can make plays, and Ringo and Dello Davis and Manley, all those guys, and we knew we had a great battle on our hands. We were able to put some pressure from the center on their quarterback and make him kind of feel it a little bit and throw some bad balls. And we mixed coverages up. Early on, we had some new guys with Stamps and with EJ that were in wrong coverages and not really understanding what we were trying to do. But toward the end there, they really got the game plan. And after we came at halftime, I think that we really understood what we were trying to do and executed.
Sean Ponder joining us here in our postgame show. Dodge City beating Duke City tonight 48-39. So let's go to your defense. You mentioned Stamps and Johnson. Dwayne Autry, third straight game that Autry has double-digit tackles.
Well, he's just a good football player, and we had to put him at linebacker, tonight, and he did a very good job. We knew they were going to throw the ball around, so we didn't need as much run support. We just needed that coverage factor, and he did a great job and really stepped up in a tough situation, and he's never played linebacker before, and he did exactly what we needed him to do. I mean, defensively, you hold a team like that to 39 points, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
2 weeks in a row, you've had two different centers.
Yeah.
Swinney is obviously taking care of some personal matters. So last week, you bring in Ricky Gadalian. He gets released. And then you bring in a guy, Christian Tisaga, who, basically got the playbook like yesterday. And he comes in here, and he played very well.
Yeah, his flight came in on Thursday. We signed him Thursday night. As soon as he came off the plane, he got in here about 7:45, and we were already middle of practice. Got his contract, put a helmet on him. We went to work. Came in on Friday, and I walked up down this field with every single play with him. I hopefully I didn't overcoach him, but I was making sure he knew everything, and the kid played one heck of a football game tonight.
Sean Ponder joining us here in our postgame show. Law win this one by 9. What does this win say about your team?
Well, it says that we're resilient and we can come back from a loss like we did against Salina. They played very well, and we can't take anything away from that game. We felt that we should have won the game, but we feel like we should win every game. But how the guys responded in practice after a tough loss like that could have went two ways. We could have just folded up shop and just quit, or we could have just stepped up to the challenge like we did tonight and do what we do well, which is scheme football. We run a little bit, throw a little bit, and play fantastic defense, and we did that. And hats off to my coaching staff. They just really coached their rear ends off this week, and I can't thank them enough. I'm out there calling the offense and defense, but I have a headset on, and those guys are giving me more information than I've ever gotten. I just can't be happier with it.
Kurt Landgren and then Jason Scheck, so we'll give their just due. One last question on this game. Cashman Thomas, you guys are down by 6.
Yeah.
They're driving to potentially take a 2-touchdown lead, and then Cashman Thomas makes a huge interception off a deflection by the guy we just talked about in Dwayne Autry.
Yeah.
All of that said, how big of a play was that on both of those plays?
Wow, it's huge. Anytime you're down and you get a chance to turn the game around, and we were able to go in at halftime with the lead. As much as that was, I really think coming out at halftime and making that stop and then being able to go up by 8 was a huge factor. It really put them on their heels, and obviously they missed the 2-point conversion, and we just kept staying with them score for score. And when they scored, we scored and went back and forth. And the defense just played a phenomenal game tonight. I can't say it enough.
All right, lastly, you got the week off, and then you have Salina again.
Yeah.
Salina is in a battle right now with Amarillo. Last check, Salina was up, and now Amarillo has just taken the lead. They're up by 6, I believe, late in the fourth quarter. It was a game that, on paper, again, you guys should have won the game. There's no question about that. You fall down by 17, you come back to within 7, and then they are able to milk the final 5 minutes, which, again, you'll never be able to explain to me how an offensive penalty and the clock still runs, but that's besides the point. What do you learn from that, and how do you move forward against them in 2 weeks?
Well, I think, our guys will be gunning for them. There's no doubt about it. They're getting better every single day. You got to look at them on videotape and really break down what we did against them and what things we can take advantage of. So we have to match up to the physicality, and I think now with what we have defensively we can, and offensively with the center, Big Oos doing his thing. I can't be happier with what he's doing.
Yeah, no question about that, Coach. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks. That's a big win for Dodge City.
Going into the bye, that's Sean Ponder, the head coach for the Dodge City Law. His team victorious tonight by 9. 48-39 the final. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We have your final game highlights next on Z98.